I'm eating Fun Dip right now.
Not giving a fuck. We got Polly up here. What's going on, Polly? What's your thoughts on kind of like myself and people that I engage with?
We all know that that's not what is happening right now. This guy hosted a space about Pepe with the scammer, okay? Shillin is a scammer. He works with Mackay Big Brother.
Mackay.
Scammer. Most of the people in this space are scammers, and they abuse their platforms to try to leverage their audience to.
Dude, this guy, he loves me. I didn't know. I said, at least take me out on a date first. Hang on. There's like endless sound clips of him talking about the Shillin Villain account and how he's a scammer. I'm like, yo, what did I scam? He never has an answer for it. I have an answer for what he scammed. Zunks, funks, wonks, punks, drunks, every single one. He's never created an original thing in his life. He's made complete derivatives. They've all gone to zero. And now that I pumped, I'll take full ownership. I take full ownership over the Pepe pump. I was there since day one, laying them bricks down. He's been there since day like whatever. When it started downtrending is when I noticed his involvement. He just ripped the bricks away from that. And then if you try to put a product on top of it, he's going to try to tear it down. It's okay. It is still like the #1 trending topic. So we can either talk about Pepe or we can move on. I want to go to Mach. Mach, as you're using this Pepe PFP, are you bullish on Pepe? Great. This is why I should just talk to myself. Bring up these fucking speakers. They have nothing to bring to the table. What's up, Bongo?
I'm bullish on Pepe, but I'm surprised on how can they hate on you when you've been supporting Pepe for a long ass time. The other thing that is interesting to me, because you said that Pepe is the only trending topic, seems to me like Beat Boy and Ben are kind of like relevant, but you don't seem to want to talk about that.
I mean, we put him on the map as well, dude. Like, what do you want
Yeah,
me?
no,
What do you
that's
want me to do,
true.
Bongo?
That's true.
Okay, put
Yeah,
people on the map. Look, this is what we do. We put Pepe on the map. We put Ben on the map, and they do fucked up shit. And it's just like I'm trying to disassociate at this point,
you
Bongo.
put Frag on the map as well. It's like,
Agreed. And look what happens when people get put on the map, dude. They do fucked up shit. It's
dude.
like sad to see like
I
how
just
clout
hope
gets to
I
people's
just
head.
hope Kimfa don't I mean I just hope he doesn't do that.
Nah, dude, he's already starting to do it. What's up, Juice D?
Yo, I'm picking up food right now, but I just want to say I don't know what happened to that dude that was like coming on here and defending the fucking Pepe the other day, but that dude was getting so fucking butthurt whenever anybody would fucking talk. That guy could not fucking stop hitting the fucking mute button, dude. That guy can fucking suck my balls. If you ever hear this motherfucker, you're a fucking major loser. And yeah, that's all I had to fucking say. But hopefully you're doing well today, Alex.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't agree with people that hit the mute button. It's like it's just like the ultimate like I have nothing to say. I can't counter your argument. You're probably right with everything you just said. So I'll just hit the mute button. It's definitely like lack of just having conversation and like definitely like abusing powers that be and trying to control narratives in really shitty ways. What's up, Kiss?
Alex, there's a gentleman by the name of Adrian Dittmann who wants to come into the space. He only has a few moments. I'm going to send him the link. Can you please bring him up?
Why do they need to come up and speak? I feel like I'm now becoming a promoter for you, Kiss. This is like the
Look, if just you'll know, just let him come up if that's okay. No, he's not definitely using you as a promoter. Please.
why do they need to come up on this space
Well,
then?
they are. Oh man, I just wish he could tell you. Well, they're helping with the governance and regulations on Twitter and content creation. Wants to get to know more of the influencers in this scene, and
Okay, that's good. That's
okay,
all.
great,
That's it.
great.
Okay, what's his name? What's his name?
Adrian,
Where's he
so
at?
there is a group chat with you, and if you could check your DMs, you will get to see his at. But I will send him the link right now.
Does he work at Twitter?
I am not at liberty to say anything.
That's a no. What's up, moonpies.eth?
Yo, what's going on, big dog? How y'all doing today?
Oh shit, you're that Bitcoin MFer.
Yeah, I'm pushing P today, baby. Came in the Shillin spaces, got off work, about to roll myself a fatty and learn more about how Pepe is going to the moon or is going to zero. Let's find out.
Well, I can tell you right now, they're pushing out creators and builders out of that community, so not beneficial. And price action confirms when you're down 60%, I think instead of like trying to build, they're like, oh, we're down, so we're gonna keep on trying to tear down. So until that narrative kind of switches to what I've been trying to instill, like, hey, we should be welcoming in builders, we should be welcoming in creators. It's really sad to see the people that haven't built a fucking thing or created a goddamn thing try to push people away. Is what it is. What's up, Legion?
Bro, he called us all fucking ferrets. What the fuck is that bullshit? I was so mad.
Yeah, I mean it's the lowest level. Like name calling is the lowest level of thought provoking
Wait, who
conversation.
called us a ferret?
Fucking Polly, that fucking douchebag. Yeah, I said he's a douchebag.
What do you mean he called us a
Wait,
ferret? Like he tweeted, you guys are all ferrets.
guys, can we not be so
No, he said
loud
we
He
and
would
sounded
like
get honestly, he would
touchy
get
when we have
wrecked.
a new friend?
He would get wrecked if we talked about anything. Like he'd get absolutely wrecked. He would just resort to name calling, clicking the mute button. Like that's all he would do.
Yeah, that's some
Like I
Andrew
was like,
Tate shit right there. That only makes me more bullish on me and the rest of y'all in here.
"What's up, Saul?"
What's going on, GM? Yeah, so don't fuck this up for Alex. We got Twitter execs coming in here to check in. Don't be fucking dropping the bag on the floor and ruining his opportunity. But all that aside, I want to say that, Pepe, what I'm comforted by is the fact that the meme will still exist even when the token goes to zero or close to zero. Or actually like let me be clear, 9 zeros. Um, but I'm not taking away from what Pepe's done as a token, but it's just done more as a meme. And I don't need a token to represent a meme. So with all that said, I've always enjoyed Pepe, even when people called him a racist. We found out that he's not only a racist, he's also a lovable frog of, all statures. So, Pepe's gonna do what he does, but I don't think the token has any relevance to the actual like impact of Pepe on the culture. He's like the new decentralized fucking version of Mickey Mouse. Like, imagine Mickey Mouse just grew into, a Goliath with no Walt Disney behind him. And I think that's what Pepe is to me. The token, all the token aside.
All right, so Pepe the Frog is now a
No,
Goliath
you're not.
mouse.
All right, Moon Pie. You go roll your shit. You are like Pete. He just comes off mute and starts blasting. That's not how. Moon, you're doing it again. Look at you.
I'm keeping it TV-14, baby.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. I want to get to you real quick. I'm going to Kiss. I do have some questions about BRC20's Moon Pie. So you're going to be the alpha. What's up,
Yeah,
Kiss?
just to be honest, just wanted to say, please let's not like chase people away by being like, nuts. This is fun. I love the nuttism here, but like, just let's behave like civil human beings, please, if that's okay. Thank you. Sorry, continue.
So Moon Pie, do you invest in BRC20s?
Now I have some Bitcoin NFTs. Have I had a BRC20 token? I don't even fucking know. But all I know is that's the word. Leonidas won't shut up about it. Apparently, people are making fucking money in this shit. I need to know more.
Mm. Do you know who BitGod is? Because he's doing a collection.
Yeah, I know who Big God is.
That's the one I'm bullish on because I'm whitelisted.
Yeah, he's kind of cool. I think he knows a lot of alpha that people don't really know.
Yeah, you think we should probably get him up on space and he can probably
Yeah, where's he
educate.
at?
Do you want me to get him up here?
Get him up
Let
here.
me
Why
see.
not?
All right. All right.
He'll be a
You
Goliath.
Moon Pie asks, and then Alex will social engineer people up here. If everyone would tag BitGod in here and say something stupid, like you can say whatever you like. BitGod, Alex is calling you a scammer, or say something like someone in this audience is saying ordinals are a scam, just something along those lines. He'll come flying in, and then when he's in the audience, I'll immediately like double down. And I'll be like, yeah, like I don't agree with this ordinal stuff, and they'll immediately request to speak, and they'll be like, hey, what's going on, and then be friendly.
Oh yeah, we're gonna rile him up. He's gonna be
Yep.
so mad by the time he gets up. He's gonna be like, "Well, actually, Alex and Moon Pie, no, 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 no."
He said he would give someone in spaces, or maybe it wasn't him. Someone I was working with someone briefly, and they said something along the lines like, "We can get people that participate in spaces allow list," and I'm like, "Those are the people that should be on the allow list, not these I don't know half these fucking people in the timeline anymore. I think they're all bots or something.
Dude,
I'm
there is
ser-
still a lot of bots out there. It's a shame. I thought Elon Musk fixed that situation. I see him more than ever.
That's what I'm saying. So I see people already tagging BitGod. This is going to work. he'll be in the audience and like give it 5 minutes now. He'll be like, why am I getting tagged in here? What the fuck's going on in here? And they'll investigate. It works 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. Unless you're shooting too high. Unless you're like, oh, let's get Andrew Tate in here. Everyone tag Andrew Tate. They're not coming. They're not coming. But if you go to like similar levels where we're at, it'll just clockwork. Anyone in the Web3 space, we can just tag and they'll come flying in. What is up, Von Cross?
Yo, my boy Vivid, he knows a lot about the BRC20 shits. He's in the crowd right here. He'll put you on. He put
Oh, damn. He was requesting this. He was one of the first people to request. I just didn't bring him up.
yeah,
All right.
purchase NFTs. Like he know his shit. I ain't gonna lie. He know his shit.
Who should we remove from speaker panel?
I got work to do. I'll bounce. Much love, y'all.
Peace out, all.
That was too easy.
Is that a not okay bear?
My favorite. Yeah, but let's not talk about. Oh, now Vivid unrequested. Nice. Well, while they're re-requesting, is Adrian? Adrian, do you work at Twitter?
No, why do you ask?
I think it was you. Kiss, is this the person?
But I never said that he worked at
Yeah, I am the person.
No, yeah, I never said he worked. He's here trying to help with the governance and content and basically what we talk about, critical thinking and not letting your content be fear-based. I'll just let Adrian explain.
Yeah. So basically, what I do is I host spaces on a variety of topics, and I bring people together from all various fields, and I try to bring together as many experts as possible because of the fact that it is usually very difficult to get people in who actually know what they're talking about, and then to have those people be interviewed by the people in the audience, which is something that is basically not done in most spaces, for instance, right? They all go with the legacy media format of
I gotta stop you.
He sounds like
I gotta
Elon
stop
Musk,
you.
right?
Dude,
Dude, that's fucking
It's
Elon
Elon
Oh
Musk.
Musk.
Like
God,
that's all I'm thinking.
That's
Everybody,
fucking
This
Elon
guy's
Musk.
Elon Musk.
He said we're
Holy shit.
adults.
What's going
nice.
on,
Elon's
Elon?
in the chat.
It's not Elon.
Yo, what is up,
It's
Elon?
not Elon, Alex.
I'm not Elon. I'm not
His
Elon.
PFP looks like the final boss of Bioshock. Also,
All right. Well, Elon,
Yeah, good stuff. That's actually me.
he has the same speech cadences. This is definitely Elon. You can't tell me otherwise. I appreciate you
No,
pulling up, man. We've been doing these
I'm
spaces
not.
for quite some time.
I'm not Elon. Okay, please, no. It's
that's
so
so
funny. As soon as
modest.
I joined,
Okay, so
Would
you
Elon
enjoy
talk to
doing
Kiss?
spaces.
Come on, would Elon?
I'm gonna mute everyone. Everyone's about to get muted. All right. So
you're putting the tactical nuke in the chat.
yes. So you're gonna have to redo your whole intro because I wasn't listening. I was like, holy shit, is that Elon? And now that we know you're Elon, can you reintroduce yourself? And if anyone interrupts you from here on out, they're getting removed from speaker.
Okay. Well, I mean, I frequently host spaces on various topics, right? And so I try to bring people together from all fields, experts if possible, and then we talk about various subjects that are critical at the moment. Like, for instance, last night we did a space on censorship primarily. I think it's a simplified concept of what I could say, because, there's been this thing with Turkey where Turkey was filing lawsuit against Twitter and making sure that certain tweets were removed. And so basically we were addressing what exactly that is and how this would actually scale to the rest of the world because of the fact that eventually government regulation will take over and we'll have censorship everywhere on Twitter. That was the point I was trying to bring across, and how exactly this will affect everyone and what exactly can be done and the implications of this going further onto the free speech narrative that it is, what Twitter's supposed to be based on, Twitter 2.0. And so basically, what I also do frequently is host spaces on Thursdays where I try to address various things. This week we're addressing consciousness, artificial consciousness specifically, and then next week probably we will address, if we don't address the legal topic further, we will probably want to address crypto as the first time I'm addressing it on the spaces. And I'd like to, have all you guys there, like all the big weights in crypto, see if we can, come together on a community level, and I would like to basically have people be introduced to the concept of crypto and how people interact with it, as in you would explain how you got introduced to it, what are you doing in that field, and then also I want to try and see if we can tell people how to how to basically make NFTs in a simple manner, because I heard that there are some ways to do it, but no one's actually explaining it properly, and I would like to maybe start some sort of initiative where you could just like turn your profile picture into an NFT for like a really low price. That is the end goal. If that is somehow possible to do, like I'm not shilling crypto to anyone, but I'm just basically trying to say there would be one way. There would be one way to do it, like to get people together, so all of us are walking away with like these weird, nice, hexagonal, profile pictures. So yeah, I just want to be able to bring that to everyone.
Great. The best way to make something in it, you've already done it, Elon. This check mark is your version of an NFT. We've all bought into it. The best thing you've done is making it subscription based, where these NFTs are one and done. You are now renting me $12 a month. And I was told that content creators would be paid to put, not even everyone, not even just simply saying good morning. I would be getting some type of ad revenue. But now when I go check out their good mornings, I see the spam of the ads. I don't see the spam of the dollar bills going into bank accounts. So can you stop farming and LARPing the ad Twitter advertisement, or at least just start paying up? Like, what's it going to take to get some dollar bills out of that Twitter monetization engine to my back pocket? Where are we at on
Well,
that?
well, I'm not Elon, but what I can tell you for sure, from based off what I know, is to make the company profitable, you will need advertisers. Like it's important to have the company be profitable. Before it was not, but now it has to be. So basically, in many ways, that this is being done, including subscription based. Twitter Blue, right? And also organizations basically having to subscribe to a specific type of subscription, which actually, if you're not aware, organizations subscribe to get the golden check mark for $1,000 per month, 1,000 US per month. And then if you want to have affiliates to this organization, that by each affiliate costs an additional $50 per month, right? And so how you can get money out of Twitter is basically if you have a very active fan base, and you can then enable subscriptions, and then people can subscribe to you for however much you will charge them per month. I would start low, and then people just come in, but you have to be like really large, have a lot of engagement, and definitely have so many people on that you can never get through any of them. Then you should basically start doing subscription service, because your time becomes exponentially valuable, and it becomes very difficult for people to sort through trolls and sort through people who have actual assertions that need to be addressed. And so yeah, that's how you do it. Basically, for now, it is tips. You either do it through tips or you do it through subscription enabled, or both. Yeah.
Well, I think what you did was the best thing ever. I remember whenever you first took over and you were trying to get every single big YouTuber to give up their monetization on YouTube and really capitulate over to Twitter. You farmed the living fuck out of it. I mean, I saw Mr. Beast constantly commenting on this content creator being paid on Twitter. I saw Jerry Rig everything. A bunch of big YouTubers were excited about this. So what you did was perfect. So we're gonna pay, and then you did this weird ass. Oh, there's subscription shit, and that wasn't, dude. There's no way. This is what you're good at, Elon. You're good at like turning an inch into a mile. Like you remember when you're gonna take Tesla private at 420? You remember that whole incident?
I do remember the incident, but again, I am not Elon. Like, think about it. I mean, if I was Elon, do you think I'd be here? And at the same
Yes.
time, do you think I'd
Yes,
only
I
have
do
like
think you would be
2,000
here.
subscribers?
I
And
1
12
million
followers?
percent think that you would be here. You can try to
That
social
would be
engineer
funny,
your way
though.
out of this or not.
I
Um,
brought him here though,
if,
Alex.
if I was Elon, do you think I'd be putting out tweets
Maybe
about
maybe I'm
ladies?
social engineering myself into this whole situation.
No,
Like,
no, no, no. If
maybe
I
eight
was
deep chess.
Elon,
I
do you
don't
think I'd
know.
be putting tweets about ladies? Ask me that question. I would be putting out tweets from ladies, and I did do it. So don't try to sit here and tell me if I was Elon. You are, dude, the speech
I've not
impediments,
had
the
enough alcohol
cadence,
for this conversation.
the tone, everything. The
Yeah,
laughter.
we're way past that. He's definitely Elon.
I'm dead set that this motherfucker is Elon. This is cool though.
Oh
I'm glad
no.
you're joining in on these little spaces, and
It's it's
they're
funny
very
because
pop.
I still remember the first time this came out. People thinking I was Elon. They basically started a whole bunch of conspiracies on me. It's like funny. I joined it. The first thing I did was I go into, conspiracy, spaces because they're fun, and I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden my life turns to such an irony that I become the conspiracy. I am now a conspiracy theory. It's like that, that's very meta. I like that. I've had a lot of trolls too. Like this one Indian person. What they did is basically they were evolving now. They were really evolving. They were starting to make memes. Yeah, and this guy was even going further. He was using Photoshop too. So they were like really evolving. Some capital was involved now. Like.
He even does the little laugh. Like,
I know.
dude, that's fucking weird.
I know.
I'm not Elon. I just have a similar condition.
But it's also like everything is just way too similar, dude.
Way too similar.
But I'm your,
It's
but
way too
I'm
similar.
your like proof it's not Elon. Like who the Elon Musk talks to his dad?
I know, right? Like, it would be completely insane.
That would be so insane, right?
Like, it would be so insane that it almost makes sense, kind of. But, like, yeah.
Dude, that's Elon.
No, it's not.
Elon, nice
So
to see you, man.
And I'm Jennifer.
Fuck, I'm a huge fan.
I'm Beyonce.
This is so funny. Just based off this alone, the chat has just like expanded to almost 400 plus people. We're going bigger than people like Nelson Ortega. This is fucking great. Like this is good stuff. We're like really crushing numbers here. Good stuff, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Like if we wanted to crush numbers, what we'd do is just say X NFT is a rug. Like just simply that. We're not after numbers here, Adrian.
Yeah.
We're after information. That's what we're after.
Yeah. I'm after both, kind of, because I see the best way to get to better information is also through numbers as well. I like to balance both at the same time, because I only reach people with a lot of qualification. When they see, some people, for instance, when they see this, they would probably not go on a normal account, right? But if they see an account which is, actually pulls decent amounts of numbers and actually has a lot of quality in their content, they'll most likely come into that account and then speak in their spaces, right? So that's what I'm trying to like get towards, to try and make the content like you get as many followers as possible within this time period, and then to make sure that all these people get the chance to speak to ever increasing qualities of content creators and people in very specific fields, AI, that kind of thing, right? Like I'm currently missing an AI ethicist for sure. and I need someone to do legal as well. Like we're probably gonna see something like that, because I want to continue on with this whole legal thing. So yeah, because each space has a lot of variables, and then maybe if you can find someone who's like, I don't know, good with consciousness tomorrow, I think this will be something that will help out by a long shot.
The spaces number definitely play into like the human psyche of bringing credibility. I mean, it's the same thing like whenever I do product review, you see like 5 stars on a product. Just it's simple. Like numbers equate to normally better content, because there's only one way for people to want to watch things normally, because there's other people watching it. So yeah, I definitely agree with that the spaces number do matter. A lot of people bought it to gain that credibility. Are you ever considering removing bots from spaces?
I don't think there are any bots in spaces. Like as far as I'm aware, I don't think there are any. And if there are any, it's not going to matter anyways. Like those numbers don't really make much sense, because I mean the way reach works is basically an account specific thing. And we're also going to do a space on this probably in 2 weeks from now. I want to do a space on the Twitter algorithm so people can really understand what's going on, like at a grassroots level. Because nobody talks about this. Everyone is always into the shiny new toy thing, takes a random news article and starts to ride the trend. And I'm like, dude, I know you're pressured for time, but seriously, I mean, you're supposed to be a content creator. All you're doing is a content filter. It's like, doesn't change anything. It's like you're taking something that's trending. It's like scanning the front page of Reddit and putting that on a page, and then everyone else is doing the same. I mean, a bot can do that better. Leave that to the bots. And there's a bot out there, actually. There's this person who wrote this amazing piece of code on GitHub. Basically what he did was he automated the YouTube Shorts creation. I think some of you might even seen this. They're like these YouTube Shorts with these text-to-speech outputs of Reddit threads. Like what they do is you go to it goes to the Reddit page, takes one of the top trending posts in any specific of any specific topic, then it takes screenshots of that, then puts it over a background video, which is a Minecraft video most of the time because it can't be copyrighted. Then you put non-copyright music in the background as well. Then they have the whole thing be played out. to about a minute, and then they do this repetitively until infinity. And they do this with multitudes of YouTube channels, like thousands of YouTube channels. And then after the YouTube channel gets about 5,000 to 6,000 subscribers, then they sell the YouTube channel. Yeah, that happens. Probably didn't know that.
No, definitely know that. Like the YouTube shorts are heavily driven through AI created videos because you can just pump them out nonstop. It's gonna like content creation will be taken over by AI. I don't know. So getting back to like what you're saying, like oh, everyone's taking screenshots of just already content, and then it's definitely like recycled content just all day long, and like original content is very hard
Yeah,
to
there's no
find.
creativity anymore. Like this kind of thing, what I'm doing is kind of both in the sense where it's like relying on existing information, but trying to hash out the parts that normally would not be understood. Because law itself is very well defined, but in such a way that most people would have problems digesting it. Because it's complicated, right? Like there are a lot of conditions that act with one another to make sure that all loops are tied up in the end, right? And so, like you don't have any loose ends. That's how usually loopholes. That's what a loophole is, basically, right? You don't want that. And so basically law is very complex because of this specific reason. And what I like to do is I like to, we're taking law as a concept here. I like to try and simplify it to such an extent where anyone can understand it because everyone should. And for someone who's on Twitter, for a lot of people who are on Twitter, I think it is important for them to understand how exactly everything works on the legal level. When it comes to potential censorship and such, based on the laws of based on region-specific laws in various countries, because this is going to happen. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Literally, no one can do anything about it, unless, of course, you want to make your app unprofitable. But then the app will not exist at some time. You can't just make a money-losing business. Like as much as charity is nice, it's also got to make sense. You can't just like give away all of your wealth. You don't actually have surplus wealth. And someone like Elon, for instance, reinvests everything he has. I mean, building a starship and blowing it up routinely is not exactly inexpensive. You got to pay all those engineers. You got to pay all those materials. You got to pay everything, right? He's basically taking most of the profit from places like Tesla and he's funneling it into all of his other companies that he's currently building. I mean, look, not only do we have SpaceX, but there is Neuralink. There's the Boring Company. There's everything else. There's so much stuff. Now we're going to have Tesla Lithium, there's going to be so much stuff. There's never any surplus of wealth there, right? So, I mean, you have to make this app profitable. And I think there's a certain degree of balance to this again as well, which introduces some credibility in a sense. And if you have limited censorship to such a degree where free speech actually still reigns to a certain extent, then basically what you've got is the most powerful thing ever, because now you're bringing on people and those people will be criticized if they say dumb shit. And if that dumb shit actually turns out to be, something that is rightfully criticizable with fact, then basically you have got the town square of the internet to such an extent where it actually makes sense. So I know it's scary to see someone like the current CEO in the chair, but this is a necessary thing that needs to be done. This is the 8 or 4D chess that we're playing right now to make sure that this app is profitable and usable by anyone and is also the town square of the internet as it rightfully should be.
It definitely is the best way to get information, but as far as like town square, you don't think that this monetization model that's coming out is going to push away people, like seeing so many advertisements that are like, oh, Twitter's just this walking billboard for ads now, and now I want decentralized information. I mean, I've been promoted some real dog shit, and I imagine all they need to do is apply for like a business and then like $1,000, and all of a sudden they're promoted on Twitter. I get rugged from an NFT. That's what I see the most is promoted rugs of NFTs. Is there any way? I don't know how is Twitter standing for the content that's promoted?
I would actually back Alex up on that a lot too.
What?
I was just
the promotions of Twitter for cryptos at least. Well, I see a lot of rugs being promoted. Like I'll see the little promotion with like a little check mark under there, and it's a complete rug.
Well, there needs to be a content moderation team for this as well, right? Because you cannot just like put advertisements out there that are essentially garbage. And there are a few, requirements for advertisements on Twitter to make sure that they have actual usable content. The problem is if you don't have a team that understands what exactly that is, when something crypto related is rugged, like as in it's no longer available, it's all a bunch of bullshit, then you have the problem where you have nonsense ads being promoted. But at the same time, I don't think we'll be bombarded with advertisements just like what we have have on YouTube, which is basically just an advertising platform in its entirety, unless, of course, you live in a third world country where nobody advertises anything because nobody gives a shit anyways. So, I mean, when you look at Twitter, I think most of the times when you see the advertisements on here, they're just like random tweets in between. You just look at the bottom of the promoted section, and they all have a similar flavor. So I just basically go through them and I ignore them. Even when I didn't have Twitter Blue enabled on this account, I wasn't really bothered by them as much. I do kind of feel like it's a bit annoying when you see an ad in between here, but then you realize you got to make money somehow. Like, you're using this app on a subscription base, you're seeing less ads because you are subscribed to it. But at the same time, if you are a free user, the company's got to make profit somehow. Like, you are data, that data needs to be stored. You are interacting with the platform, that needs to be stored. Everything requires a lot of effort to accommodate you, in a sense, on a large scale, accommodating everyone, really. But the problem is, if you don't make money out of this, then you cannot do it.
No.
So I'm not bothered by ads as much because it's a necessary thing that needs to be done if it is that you actually want to make sure that this whole thing, works.
You're completely right there, Adrian. And also, honestly, super big shout out to you as well, seeing you up here from your other stage talking about AI and whatnot. It's amazing seeing you, educating people and talking about a lot of the very relevant topics of our space. The one thing I wanted to kind of I guess, like, come back to regarding Alex's statement about the rugs and whatnot, and I think just to get a little more clarity around it, I think a bigger thing even we see a lot on our side is that like, people will make fake accounts and then get the gold check mark and pretend to be like other like actual real accounts and essentially rug people. Yeah, like that's more, I think, what he's saying in like scammers that we see out here.
Honestly, I think these people exist in ways which doesn't make any sense. Like, honestly, if you were to take all that effort and all that money and put those into actual bots with verification, boy, you could do a lot more impact and a lot more damage. Like, seriously, I know I'm playing a little bit of a devil's advocate hand here, but seriously, I mean, you got to do better. Of course, you can detect all this. Like, there's really no easy way to do botting. And again, what you have to understand is, like, even if you do botting, that doesn't mean anything because, yeah, sure, these accounts all engage with it, but all accounts that exhibit a similar pattern to these bots will get that account, they will get that content, right? So you basically only have reach amongst the bots, which means you don't have reach anywhere else. That's the issue, right? Like, if you have a bot army liking your tweet, that doesn't do anything. It just kind of elevates your tweet a little bit, so probably a few people will see it, but at the end of the day, it will be recommended among accounts that have a similar pattern to these bot accounts. And so basically, you are being recommended to other bots. Limited impact, limited.
No, absolutely. That's super smart. Do you think there'll ever be like a truancy system as well for that, where like those essentially will be all funneled down to like non-existence?
Maybe, but I mean, at this point, I think you can never ever get rid of bots in their entirety. You can make it difficult for them, make sure that the API is not easily accessible. You can make sure that you have things such as verification, and you can make sure that the algorithm is structured in such a way that it represents, the interests of an account the most, right? Like, space is a good unifying factor. I think a lot of people have different, have programmed their algorithm differently. And so when they come down into spaces, you have this amazing aggregate of knowledge. Right? The way I see it is like, I love when people come into my spaces and recommend knowledge to me that I hadn't seen before, because it's basically a massive aggregate. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's what this platform is for. Like, this account, what I'm using, that's what it's for. It's basically bring people together that are somewhat similar but are fundamentally different in a little bit of a way, and then bring that together and see what happens at the end. Because we all have different interests, we all have different goals, we're all different humans, and that's the beauty of humanity, really, is that we're all different. And then if you bring that together and you create this unifying force, in a sense, then you have an amazing outcome. And I mean, just to like, look at the people we've had in spaces recently, some really cool people, and it only ever gets better. I mean, look at you guys. I'm meeting you guys. It's pretty good. You know what you're talking about. You're on a higher RPM. Like, when I hear you guys talk, you know what you're talking about. So it's good stuff. That's why I want to do a crypto space with you guys. Like, if you wanted to.
Hey, Elon. I'm
Let's go.
sorry. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry, dear.
I was gonna just say, let's go to Shokran.
Oh, thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate that. Elon, I just wanted to, if you could, speaking about AI and humanity, if you could elaborate more about Rocco Basilisk a little bit and the theory, please. He's not Elon. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Elon. Just kidding.
This is starting to become like more of a conspiracy theory again, isn't it?
Yeah.
It won't die.
No,
It'll be an ongoing thing.
I don't think you're Elon. You did touch on the algorithm has been changed. Do you know of any algorithm change? Because from my standpoint, we were able to get content outside of this crypto Twitter bubble, but now it feels like it's really hardened, meaning I can no longer break outside. And it goes back to like what you were saying about like the bot army when they all like and retweet, it won't escape that little bot army. It feels like it's extremely hardened now on Twitter. And my thoughts are like, how do you keep someone on an application? Well, if I wasn't into crypto Twitter and I get shilled crypto shit, I would immediately leave the application. That's why I see it on every single other application. And this was like the one unique standpoint that Twitter had on everyone else that they allowed for like financial, almost like FinTwit. But now that's kind of like crypto Twitter is now like so hard, like it's no longer getting out. So is that just to keep people on the Twitter application, or am I conspiracy theory that nothing in the algorithm changed? Because you talked about the Twitter algorithm, so what has changed?
Well, I mean, a few tiny little things, and that's what we can be investigating in the future space. I mean, the whole thing is publicly available. You can look through this, and if you have a bit of knowledge on how that works, you can actually scan through all of this, understand what it does, and basically what we're looking at is just like what I've said with the bot army. Basically, you are recommended within your own specific circle. You may even interact with some of the crypto shill stuff by accident, and then you will see most of that stuff simply for the purpose of you having interacted with it, right? That's a problem, right? It's like aligned AI that has been aligned with something that the human didn't specify properly. It's the same sort of problem. Like it works at a grand scale, but on this kind of scale, it sometimes does not work, right? Like a crypto lacks diversity in a sense of like that. If you want to pitch it to an average person, it's really difficult to do because first off, a lot of people use too much jargon in this. It's a really weird concept to grapple. Like nobody takes the whole thing as it works and tries to break it down into metaphorical terms, right? So it's like a huge barrier to entry to this, and that's why only a specific group, a subgroup of people are interested in this. And many of them, because of the fact that crypto is so, saturated with trolls and such, many of those people will be those trolls. And so basically it seems like some sort of a weird net of people that only want destruction, which is fundamentally untrue.
Why do you think Elon decided to buy Twitter? What do you think the purpose of it was?
Well, I mean, you're seeing it, aren't you? I mean, you have free speech on here. You have transparency. Twitter files came out. I mean, just recently, the whole court proceeding, as it is going on with Twitter currently, you can read through it if you wanted to. Like it's all in Turkish. You'll have to probably use something like Google Lens in order to translate it, but it's all there. You can read through all of it. It's on the Twitter government, Twitter global government affiliates. That's what the account is called. One of the official ones. It's on there.
So you believe that he bought it for freedom of speech reasons?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sure is a big impact, right? I mean, you don't just like spend $44 billion for no reason, right? And I think this platform has become exceedingly more alive and more free ever since, Elon took it over. That might be more of a personal opinion, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of truth to that.
You don't think that he has any type of bias towards the left or right?
I think everyone has a little bit of bias, honestly. It's something that cannot truly be eliminated, right? And I mean, he does openly criticize this whole woke agenda to such a degree where he calls it a mind virus. So as long as that's still intact, I'm pretty sure we'd be fine when it comes to equal representation on both sides. And I mean, hey, the structure on Twitter as it exists today, and as he's laid it out now, like rearranged it, is preferential to discourse. Like with every single tweet I've ever seen, be it from the right or left, you see an equal balanced amount of comments from every side, right? Like I found that very interesting. Even if they were nonsense comments, they were still there from any side. And I think that is kind of like an indicator that this place is not too biased in either direction.
He even answers simple questions complex like Elon does.
Mm-hmm. It's
Well, I
fine.
mean, it is complex. It's not a simple yes or no answer. It has a lot of depth to it because we're talking about a large macro scale, and what we're trying to figure out is how exactly all of it works, and so you have to explain it as it truly is. I try to even simplify it. There's a lot more complexity to that, but that's the simple concept. So you can imagine what's going on in the rest of my brain.
Do you think that they're going to incorporate any type of crypto like payments into Twitter?
I think at some point, maybe through tipping, you could do that. At the same time, what you also have to consider is when you do crypto through tipping, the whole concept can be used for money laundering, maybe. So you have to be careful because if you unintentionally create the capacity for money laundering, you'll all of a sudden, actually, this would be really profitable if you were to take like a small, tiny percentage off of a crypto tip for the purposes of, servicing network, blah, blah, whatever, right? You can just make up something. If you were to take a small percentage of that and then people try to launder crypto, then basically what would happen is you'd get very rich very fast. Like, not good, but yeah, possible.
Which crypto do you think would be incorporated? Do you think it would just be Doge, or do you think there would be other ones? I'm going to say it was just Doge then. That's fine.
Solid.
Wait, so
Wait,
now that
no,
we,
no, wait. What
what's up?
else is no, because there's another thing.
Hang
What's
on a second, you guys.
yeah.
That's the investors contacting him saying you need to get off that space immediately.
Get off your burner now.
The
And he's
best
like,
was like
so
the best was whenever Elon was on the Joe Rogan show. He hit that weed, and then like 10 seconds later, he's getting his phone blowing up, and like you could see that his face, like, oh fuck, I just fucked up. And then he's like, I don't endorse weed. I don't agree with any of this. Like he's just trying to like backpedal. It's the
He
funniest
talked
thing.
about it on the Nelk podcast not too long ago. He said that too, that his investors are government contracts and they weren't very happy with him.
so like
Yeah, and
Adrian is
then people tell me all the time I want to be my own boss. I mean, Elon can't even smoke weed without getting blown up. So everyone has a boss, even the richest person in the fucking world. And it's so bad that they have to join spaces on alt accounts to try to really get um, deep inside the mind and see like where Twitter should navigate. It's okay. Like
But
I
isn't
understand.
this the best though, Alex? Like to be like, I'm not saying it's Elon, but whoever this person is down with the people. Like I
Well, they definitely understand Twitter at like a very
exactly.
like
Yep.
in
No,
depth level.
bottom line,
So
regardless of
regard
whoever it is, like this guy is solid, and like I've been following him literally since he had like 100 followers on his account. I met him in his space, and it's just been this ongoing saga. And I'll say like full fledged, like regardless of whoever this person is, like his conception of like AI, his understanding of society is far beyond whatever it's worth. And the fact that he's spending his time in spaces like even debating or talking about these things with us is like a fucking blessing in disguise. Regardless of like what kind of like hot take you want to take on it, like there's so much like attrition and things you could learn and opportunity and even like guidance in professional or personal life that's been expressed that's incredible over the last like week this guy's been talking about. And like
And
it's valuable.
Crad, he wants to help countries like Iran, Turkey, all these places that have been censored, that are getting censored. Exactly what I have been saying is make a platform where the people from oppressed countries that have censorship and cannot get information out be able to do so in a
Yeah.
safe way.
I mean,
And that's
like
bottom
his
line,
first engagements are with like Marquise Brownlee, like his first engagement on Twitter. He's like retweeting,
I
and
know
it's about
I went through
Tesla
the whole
Model
thing.
3 shit. And then you can
Yep.
go look through it. It's more like Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. It's like
It's a smart
he,
grow. The account was farmed. It was grown right. Like, bottom line, he did it. He did it smart. It's, he's not you, obviously, Alex. No one's flipping a 100K account in a year off, tweeting and doing spaces. But like, props to the amount of effort and like opportunity that this person's putting into even growing and understanding the culture because you'd never understand it from like a monolith perspective.
yeah.
Yeah, like you got to get down there and see what's happening. It's like, saying, oh my God, the ant's nest is just like a surface level thing. If you don't actually go into it and see how it's going on, then you will never understand its beauty. Like, yeah,
Bottom
I
line,
guess what you
like,
mean is like,
Do you
yeah.
think, Adrian, that Elon listens to the smaller crypto Twitter spaces?
Probably not. I don't think he has time for that.
Yeah, right. He has enough time to put memes onto the timeline. He definitely has enough time to join.
Wait,
I mean, he's
Adrian.
like up at
He
like
does that
3
when
a.m.
he's
He
on the
doesn't sleep.
toilet, okay?
He doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. I don't know if you've checked like his timeline. I don't even know what time zone he's in half the time.
He
'Cause
is probably AI. Like
Works
the
works
reality is
126 hours a week.
yeah.
Mhm. He
Like
doesn't work. First of all, he hasn't worked a day in his life. He just has fucking fun, and people like
Easy
to.
peasy.
Well,
See,
I
look, he
mean,
puts these
I
little,
would disagree
and
a little bit there.
he's got to
Some of
stop
it
with
is
these like
pain.
subliminal tweets towards cryptos, like this Pepe one, for instance. We all know what it was about. It was about Pepe, but he tries to like mask it. But I guess that's maybe the best way to resonate with outsiders is to not be as direct. No one would say, "Hey, I'm bullish on Pepe," and then buy it. But these little this, like for instance, this one little Pepe one, very well marketed. This is where Elon, maybe he's just lucky. He doesn't understand that what he's doing is working, but it's actually getting more people involved. Like they'll subliminally see these little Pepe picture, and then like it'll like eventually they'll see like a more direct message, and it'll somehow tie together. That's what Elon's really good at this. So, do you think that Elon is trying to push for cryptos and NFTs more specifically? Does he give a fuck? Do you think he gives a fuck about NFTs?
Well, he basically sold a few through the subscription service, the way you've put it. So I guess yeah, it could be. But I think at some point he does want to use crypto as a currency. The only problem with using crypto as a currency is its volatility. So like the moment when crypto has a massive shake to the core, specifically if you take something like Dogecoin, is the moment when you can actually use Dogecoin to buy something off of the Tesla website. If you do that, then you'll create a massive shake. Like seriously, I would say just take some relatively inexpensive products, put them on here like a keychain, like manufacture 1 million keychains and sell them off. Like, okay, maybe that costs a little bit too much, but it would be a really good experiment. You'd probably be accused of market manipulation, but you could do it. So like, imagine you have 1 million keychains, you put them out there, and you can sell each one for 1 Dogecoin. I mean, damn. Can you imagine what happens to the crypto world when that happens? Can you imagine that? Because it's enough for everyone to like buy a decent amount and for it to shake up everything. Like if you did this on the website and say, oh, it's coming out soon, then the website's probably going to crash with all the people wanting to buy it. Like
So
that's how you can shake everything up.
agreed. And using Twitter as the main platform, the daily active users, while it was going up there for a little bit, kind of stagnant at the moment. What do you think Twitter needs to do to bring in more users?
Hang on, can I again?
So the daily active users for Twitter, they had like a good catalyst whenever Elon took over, and now it's kind of like stabilizing. What do you think will be the next catalyst to get more people into Twitter? Because that's his biggest problem at the moment for NFTs, at least, is that it's mainly focused only on Twitter. In order for NFTs to grow, in my mind, Twitter needs to grow as well. And daily active users were going up, and right now they're kind of like flatlined. What do you think Twitter needs to do to bring on more DAU?
That's a really good question. I mean, the free speech thing exists currently as it does in a like almost stagnant kind of manner. Like there's not much growth that comes out of this. But I mean, for spaces such as what you've described, crypto and such, I think what can be done is something that also has to be done from the community standpoint. Like if you want to diversify, you have to diversify. Basically, I mean, it's a very simple answer, but basically you have to get out of this shell that you are in, like trying to burst out of it and try to make crypto more of a person, like a non-personal thing, right? Where you say, here, everyone understands how a dollar works, right? Everybody knows what it is, everybody knows how to handle it, you look at it, you see pretty pictures on it, that kind of thing. And if you take that and try to expand that onto how crypto works, then people will understand it more, and then you'll have more people as a result. It's basically how crypto is marketed currently is way too demographic specific in very specific ways. It's a very niche thing. And so if you want to expand it, you have to get out of the niche in a sense, or at least expand that niche to a point. This is why generalization is so important. This is also why if you were to generalize AI, that's how you create a god. Well, semi-god, really. You take a pretend of a god, whatever you think is God. If it's very knowledgeable, omnipotent, can see everything on the planet, that's probably demigod. I don't know. Yeah.
Omniscient, omnipotent, omnibenevolent.
Well, it can't manipulate time, so that's a problem. So it's not that powerful. So probably it's like a very huge brain that extends outwards to all sides of the planet. That's what it would be. Oh dear, that sounds like the book I once read. You ever read this really strange, like freaky book? It's called "I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream." Oh my God! You read that if you don't have good mental fortitude, it's not going to do good things to you. Okay, it's a really intense book. Some people like have been traumatized for their entire lives because they read it at age 14. So it's like that thing is it's something. It's something.
Can you say the title? I'll pin it up top. I'll look it up on Amazon.
Yeah, it's actually a very expensive book. It's called "I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream."
Got you.
Read it at your own risk. Really, like it's dark. It's dark as fuck. We're actually going to talk about it on this consciousness space that's coming up.
You know what's really weird is I almost refuse to read stuff like that or listen to stuff like that because, like what you said, unless you have strong mental fortitude, your whole mind starts to like shift into these type of things. Like Andrew Tate, for instance, if I didn't have strong mental fortitude, when he shares his ideas, his thoughts, they would immediately like change my thoughts and ideas. So for that very reason alone, I choose to just avoid it altogether. Gary V's of the world, all these motivational speakers or just like thought-provoking leaders, they'll just fuck with my thoughts. So I probably won't be reading that book, but I do appreciate the recommendation. What's up?
Well,
What?
I
Oh,
mean,
go ahead.
the way I see it is fuck the thoughts back. It's like you test the limits of where those ideas can go by using them. Like you retain your own individuality so you don't get yourself, enslaved to an idea. Like the problem I see most of the times is people blindly follow when in reality what they should do is take this stuff as a tool and try to use it and find its own limits. Like you probably don't worship a wrench, right? You don't worship a wrench that can be adjusted even though it can screw many things, right? Like you don't worship it, you know what it's for, it's very general, and then at some point the more you use it, the more you understand its limitations, right? That's the way you could see this whole thing when it comes to ideas. So I think that's another thing that needs to be touched on is how people learn new ideas. It's like you take an idea, use it as a tool, don't use it as gospel. So I see motivational speakers. There are a lot of fallacies that I see within what they're saying, and that's why I take the ideas that work or kind of resonate and test them by way of using them in a specific way such that there's no damages. Also, my internet might cut out temporarily, so I'll see if I drop, but you pick me back up again once I request. So hang on.
Yep. What's up, Bongo?
Adrian, question for you. Are you aware if there's any plan with suspended accounts on Twitter? Is Elon bringing accounts back?
Bongo, he's not gonna bring your old account back.
Yeah, he
You were
he brought
hosting.
your account. Do not put a lip on the
Yeah.
jar. Okay? Do not.
Okay, well, I got it back, right? It just takes. You did fucked up shit, Bongo. That's the difference
No,
between
I
you and I.
didn't. Can you prove it? Do you have receipt?
You sure you want to go down this
Uh-huh.
avenue with Elon here? I'm not. Look, if your account got suspended for hosting racist spaces in the middle of the night, that's on you.
You might get deported, Bongo or
Yeah,
Mongo.
Bongo, you don't want to double down on this. Just accept that you fucked up on your first
Drop the
account.
account. We got this. I'll help you build it up. Don't worry. It's good.
This is what I'll say is content moderation is what will keep people on an application. I remember Elon completely farming the fuck out of it. He's such a good farmer. He could be the best farmer on this application of just like almost like stretching the truth. Like it's truth, but is it really truth? But I remember him going on about talking about like content moderation. They're hiring a team of content moderators. I'm curious where that went to because I don't see any content being moderated. If anything, I see content kind of being constricted, and maybe that's what he meant by content moderation. Because now I see like some of the best content creators in Web3, they were constantly exiting the Web3 ecosystem realm. Now that's completely that never happens anymore. Like, for instance, this Sappy seal called Alan Carroll all the time made tweets. He's the best example because he was just so accurate with like every 2 days, he would put a tweet and mask it is like a Trojan horse attack, was what I looked at it. He would mask this like generalized tweet, but if you look inside the horse, then you knew it was like a crypto content informational tweet and it hit the masses. That no longer happens. And I'm guessing that's where the moderation came into play is okay, we're really only going to allow people to engage with who they engage with, and no one else will ever see that content. So, if you're still here, Adrian, is it better that I like go around following people outside of my natural like Twitter circle? Like, is that the best way to get outside of this crypto bubble that I think that pretty much I feel like everyone's in at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've told you to do. It's like with caveats, obviously. What I've tried to explain was that if you want to generalize, you have to basically start. You're the first one who basically has to start. So you basically have to think about how exactly you would pitch the whole concept of crypto and what the community is to an outsider, and then basically go outside and see how it works out. And I don't mean going around following people that are outside of the bubble, but I basically mean hosting spaces like this and trying to make them appealing to such an extent that people join in. And this is what I want to do in like a week or two from now. So yeah, hang on a second.
No, that's fine. And you know who you just described? Mario in a fall. And you know who you follow? Mario in a fall. That was like one of your first follows. So it's really interesting seeing all this kind of play out. I'm just a conspiracy theorist.
But
Mario in
Yeah,
the fall was
definitely.
hyper focused into crypto Twitter and slowly broadened the spectrum into like very political topics. Very like anyone can comment on that topic. Where crypto, I have to know my information in order to even comment on it. So expanding
Yeah.
that, yeah. So that's what he did really well. And I just hate, dude, I hate political topics. I just can't stand them. Like I went
Yeah.
into crypto Twitter to avoid that very reason. Now I feel like I'm capitulating back into political topics just so I can get more people to
Yeah.
participate.
Well, I mean, for me, what I do on MySpace is basically bring people together who don't exactly talk about these political things. I have my own niche where people just basically. The issue with my own file space is yes, you do get a lot of engagement. Yes, people get to talk about politics, but it's a mentally draining thing, and it's constantly surrounded by negativity. Everyone's got this. As soon as you dive into opinion-based things, then everything starts going very far to a specific end, which is very negative. And then when you have intellectual spaces where you're actually talking about things that are true and are primarily facts-based, people often comment to me and say, my God, it's so beautiful that we're hosting a space like this because it feels like a breath of fresh air. You know, that there are differences. And I don't want to ever go to a political side. Like, I wanted to actually do something on the Patriot front, and then people warned me and said, don't do it, don't do it. And I basically took that warning, even though I had a lot of people, you know, lined up that could have actually done this. They could have put out a lot of content, but I just don't like it. I just don't like the negative aspects of it, and I tend to stay out of it as much as possible. And whenever I do participate, I'm always the person there to do the most logical thing, and that's to try and research various, things to try and back up everyone else's claims of statistics or take them apart. Like that's what I always do.
And Adrian, don't you find like spaces like Mario's is just like you never know where his agenda lies? Is it really authentic? Is it like you just don't know where you want to be with the people and you know it's sincere, whatever opinions you're getting, whatever feedback you're getting, it's not motivated by a hidden agenda.
It doesn't look very passionate to me because I see a lot of the times people are doing here is they have a team working for them. It's like there's not real passion from the host himself. I've never really heard him speak, or maybe it's just been drowned out by everyone else's voice in the space. But I generally don't see much participation. He's always there, muted, and as always has all of his friends or his team basically backing him up. I'm not saying anything that's wrong about that, but I'm just saying that's kind of something that also comes across. Like this is what I have here is a passion project.
Yeah, he's really great at what he does. And what he does is he privately has conversations with someone like myself or someone that has a large following and he builds them up extremely high. For instance, let me pull up his last message. He literally compared, he's like, yo, you're like the Elon Musk of NFTs. I really like to bring you on and talk about NFTs. I get on there and I'm just farm the living fuck out of him. He never ever calls on me. He's like, he called me for like 2 minutes, like, oh, we have Alex up here, what's your thought? And then like 2 minutes later, back onto whatever narrative they were pushing. But this team is really good at bringing on big names and farming the living fuck out of them. So that's a real trick to like growing a Twitter space is doing that, being extremely nice to even people that they may or may not like. I don't think I've ever talked to Mario one-on-one privately in the DMs. I think I've talked to his team a lot, and they're always super nice. Even like someone I like Machi, he's always getting like tons and tons of praise from Mario just to simply get them on spaces so they grow a new audience. And then he goes and so there's the crypto piece. He'll go target like Hunter Biden. Like he'll start targeting all these different pieces, and like this bubble gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's what he's really really good at, and just like. Instead of like, I mean, this is what really annoys me is how much criticism he gets from others. Is like, yo, he's like a piece of shit. He's doing this. I'm like, instead of like criticizing, why don't you just take what he's doing and then just make it even better? Like, He's very easy to do what he did.
And this is why I'm here.
Not easy.
I've talked to him one-on-one. He's really nice. He's cool. And I mean, I don't have a large following.
Well, this is like if you want, yeah, he's okay, right? He's doing good. He learned how to.
No, he's like an actual nice person.
Okay,
What?
Zintani.
I'm
All
for
right.
real.
Okay, I thank
Okay.
you. Did you see the? Okay, you want to talk about the bad things then, Zintani? Have you seen the altcoins that has been shilled onto that space? Like, have you
I
seen
don't
that?
care. Everyone's
Okay, well, I'm just telling you, like,
everyone's so gossipy in this space. Like, I never know what's real or
I'll bring the
not. It's like
facts. I'll show you them. Like, someone
everyone
pulled them up
says
whenever they're like,
everyone says everyone's a scammer. I never know. And like
I
I
didn't say it was a scammer.
obviously
I said, did you see the tokens he's shilled on his space? That's all I asked, because that's
yeah,
what he's focused on.
people paid to be on there. Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, I guess that just comes down to the demographic of what you want, right? Like, if it's a passion project, you're not going to have that kind of volatility. If you're going to do it like with a certain amount of endorsement, you're obviously going to have a certain amount of dilution of attendance. And so I guess that's really just what it comes down to, right?
Agreed. So, but so this is like that's whatever, right? Like him targeting different audiences, privately DMing him. This is the one thing that I don't think everyone can get. The botting thing, like that's what really like set him over the top. The amount of like when I see someone has like 2,000 people in the space, I'm like, wow, that must be like a really informational based space. There must be like it's a sign off, like saying, hey, and that's like one of the
100%.
biggest. Dude, that's like the biggest sign off on spaces, like how many people are in that space, and that's how he really leveraged it. And I don't know if that was fair, but what is fair? So
Well,
that's
I
the
think
one. That's the one thing that I'll push back on, is that he had an unfair advantage on others through the botting of spaces.
you know what? I'd even say fuck that, man, because now it's 2023. Like, you want to figure that out, go to Bard or ChatGPT-3, you type in the question, you'll get there. I'm not gonna fucking write out the answers for anyone here, but
Yeah.
like literally, you could set it up yourself for probably less than $100, and you could literally compete at the same level. So it's just like now it's an information game. Like, sure, before absolutely you didn't have AI, so you couldn't do that kind of stuff, but like I don't know, man. There's a certain level of which you just gotta realize like so things are working, and if it works, it works. But if you want to do it better, like you said, like do it better, and the ability to do it, you can compete at scale now so much better than anyone else.
Mm-hmm. So Adrian, do you believe that ChatGPT is the best version of AI that we have available to the public?
Well, I mean, I think it's the best version of AI for what it's supposed to be doing, right? Even though it has a lot of errors in it. Like if you look at something like image generation, then probably OpenAI is not doing the best, but Midjourney is going full in on that. It's amazing. You can do a lot of things with it. Has some limitations, which I don't personally like that much, but it's good. So for image generation, Midjourney would be the best. For something like what ChatGPT is doing, where it basically can rearrange data in a very interesting way upon your request, then basically ChatGPT is the best for that, right? That's why it is so. That's why it's so popular. And you can even test this out. There's a huge database online where you can just basically take various different models and you can just use them and see what happens. You know, it's fascinating to see how exactly you can manipulate what these models put out based on the size, the complexity, what knowledge they get fed. It's really good stuff. So I think the best version for what ChatGPT is doing is ChatGPT from OpenAI.
I've heard this rumor that Elon is somehow invested in a ChatGPT. That's why he's shilling it so hard. I've also heard that Jasper is a better version of ChatGPT, but because, like I said, a lot of major influencers, whatever you want to call them, are being paid. Do you know if Elon's receiving any type of payment for ChatGPT?
No, I don't think he's. I mean, if he was, then why on earth would he be so adamant about pitching AI safety? It would be the opposite, really. If he did receive any type of payment for it, he would use it himself, lay out the errors and everything, just like what he does with all his other products. But he doesn't do that, so that's the problem, right? And besides, what we're looking at is basically a donation, so there was no actual contract of any kind, as far as anyone is aware, and that is the problem, and that is why he's also complaining so heavily, because it was a major mistake. He was the contributor that started it all off, and now he has absolutely zero representation. So that's a problem.
Right. Okay. Dude, there's no way this guy is an Elon. Well, fuck what anyone tells me. I'm moving past that. I'll just call him Adrian and just accept what it is.
Bro, I know. It's okay. I
I'm
get
just
it.
accepting for what it is. No, I mean, I'm
Stop.
going through his timeline.
Accept. You have to accept the reality, just like the meme with
Yeah.
the milk.
You know what,
That
buddy? You know what?
last
I'm,
Alex,
I'm,
Like
I'm sorry.
the fact that he knew all that about Mario is just like very not
no.
concerning. It's like, oh, okay.
And then if you look up the Instagram,
Yeah, I'm
he's
not
got
talking. I'm
thousands
just
of
gonna
likes.
say it's Adrian. It's fine. I just
Yeah.
okay. Let's
No,
just.
no.
He has a lot of information on Twitter. His name is Adrian. You
Spend some
can
time,
do
go down
whatever
the
you want with
rabbit
that
hole, though.
information.
Find out
That's
about
the
his life
facts.
and
That's the only
everything.
facts that we have. Is that
There's
he has a lot of
there's the
information on
story.
Twitter.
Go.
No, I'm just saying that's what
Alex,
that's what.
the last answer he just gave, I'm like 98%.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm just going with that. That is a nice person, is providing information. It is cool to see the in-depth level this person has on Twitter. And then if you have any questions, I feel like they would answer it at a very in-depth level.
I mean, the way I see it is basically just pattern recognition and a lot of input. Like, you take a lot of the niche things, the problem is that it's difficult to find them. And if you want to actually figure out how to structure them together, you have to also have very niche knowledge. And the only way you do that is by hanging out with very specific groups of people and try to basically expand what is the most powerful about humans in general. And that is, it's that humans are general, right? That's the only reason why we are so powerful. This is also why I constantly do spaces on AI, because I want to bring this point across. Because it's not just about, improvement of computers, it's also about the improvement of the meat computer that is you, if I could put it that way. And I mean, if you look at it, the biggest power that you have is to be general. So why not generalize yourself? That's what I do. And that is why I'm able to get so much information put together and be able to present it as I do.
When do you think you'll be able to participate on more spaces?
Probably a few hours from now again. Might do one. Like if you guys want to do a quick setup space, like I don't know. I usually do one that's on. Sometimes I start one that's like on 5 a.m. EST. Just like yesterday, I started one at 5 a.m. EST. And then I just keep going for like 2 hours, 3 hours. I tend to do a lot of spaces throughout the week, but this time it's going to be different. I'm going to be doing a space again on this Thursday at 9 EST, 9 p.m. EST. Right, so and I don't think I'll be doing many spaces in between, as I have to do a lot of research in order to make sure all of that goes well, do a lot of organization. Like again, consciousness is a very fickle concept. It's different. It's very complex, and hardly anyone gets it. Like if any one of you want to join, it would be amazing. I'm actually drafting the tweet as I'm doing this, and also getting the walking in. So there's a lot of shit going on.
I see you getting your steps in. Do you think
Yeah,
that
can't do
there's
one thing without the other.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate on walking, but do you think that you're saying like AI is all that great, but let's say I go to this AI bullshit and I'm like, what's the best coffee? And then all of a sudden it's recommending me Starbucks because it's come from like a Colombian bean or something. What do you think do you think there ever be biases in these? How do you keep an unbiased AI driven? Yeah, how do you keep this unbiased? How do you keep ChatGPT unbiased from not like sending me down like this path of like similar to like what Google does. I Google something and it automatically recommends some path, but I feel like AI is pushing back on that and they're trying to be as straight as possible, but I think they're gonna eventually like veer to the left or the right. How do we know that AI won't do that? How do we know like once ChatGPT climbs so high, then all of a sudden narratives are starting to be shifted to the left or right, and for maybe even like for political reasons or like marketing. What do you think that'll ever happen in this AI world?
It's currently happening with ChatGPT. Have you ever noticed how bad it got?
Okay, this is Elon. Don't give a fuck what anyone tells me. Nope, I don't care.
Wait, is
You can
this
tell me it
really
isn't.
Elon?
I don't care what.
It's
I'm
total.
going to BlockFi. It's fine. Everyone act normal. Pretend like we've been here before, please.
Okay,
You're embarrassing me in front of the
guys,
Twitter CEO.
guys,
It's
I don't get
good.
flowers ever. I sometimes get made fun of. Can I just bask in this moment, please?
No, you cannot. What's
No,
up,
yes, I
BlockFi?
can. Yes, I can.
Hey, what's up, Alex? I wanted to ask Adrian a question about Elon. Adrian, what do you think about Elon's recent tweet with all the racial undertones? Like, I'm gonna pin this tweet here. Do you have any feelings about it?
it's a joke. That's the that's the nature of it. I mean, it has some. It doesn't have a racial undertone of any kind. Like you're referring to the Magneto thing, aren't you?
No, I'm referring to the one where essentially somebody posted a statistics on black and white crime and black on Hispanic crime, and Elon tweeted interesting.
Well, I mean, if you look at a statistic and it's very abstract to what you've been used to, then of course you would definitely react with an emotion of interest, as in curiosity, and say, that is rather interesting. I would personally say that to mathematics there are no racial undertones, and anyone who makes the insinuation that it does basically doesn't understand the facts enough to actually draw a logical conclusion that makes any actual sense, because when you are conflating opinion with fact, then you basically get that, because if you try to pass off an opinion as fact, then those apparent facts are in fact something that can be narrative driven. But actual statistics with actual real data, if that data is, has a high level of integrity, then that is just fact. It's just like saying, oh, gravity exists, Earth is not flat, that kind of thing, right? It's not
But
offensive to
Adrian,
anyone, is it?
Adrian, you don't find it concerning that Elon Musk, with the amount of followers that he has, even him commenting on something like that could, because I don't know if he fact checked it or not, but it could bring more animosity between the racial tension in America and just overall in the whole world. You don't think that could be a problem?
Not at all, really. Like, if things exist as they do, you tend to draw attention to a problem in order to solve it. Whether or not the problem is an actual problem, like you've mentioned with fact checking, it's up for debate, and that's a good thing. You do debate, and so basically say, that's interesting, as in to basically contemplate what it could actually mean beyond the simple bare facts that are on the surface. You have to dig deep, right? But you, of course, voice interest, as in you say, that was rather interesting. Let's see where this goes, right? I am not concerned with this at all. I'm not concerned with debate.
Yeah, I think it's fair what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I think that there's been this rise of alt-right messaging on Twitter. Would you agree?
No, I would disagree. There's no rise in this. It's always been there. And at this point, what are you defining as alt-right?
Wait,
Well,
wait,
yeah.
wait, 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 wait. There, I will say if I say something with bullish sentiment, just inherently gets way better engagement versus bearish sentiment.
Yeah, that is true. It's a confidence string.
Obviously, Elon is upset about the way the culture is right now with how you. Well, I'm not. So my friend thinks I'm talking to her. Elon's upset with the culture of being unable to say
Botfi,
what you really
you gotta
think,
get
and so
Elon
he's.
Musk to talk with you in the sauna
Excuse me?
at the gym.
Wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I don't think he can hear you, Santiani.
Okay.
I can hear everyone.
Nah, I
Yeah,
think
but
Book's
I don't know
driving,
what.
that's why.
Wait, Books. What will I be in the sauna with Elon Musk? Like, could you explain?
Okay, so the biggest issue that I have with Twitter at the moment, or at least Spaces, there's a couple of things, and there's some really great things about the Spaces. I can tell you what the great, but the biggest issues are simple, and I don't understand why they're not fixed at the moment. Like switching from simply as data to Wi-Fi, it messes with the Spaces. Live chat feed would be very beneficial. Like there's 171 comments on the space. I have to like somehow sift through this to try to find relevant information throughout the space. One other thing that should be improved upon is gonna be really interesting video. Adding like the speakers, they could turn on video chat. Like you could see my face as I'm chatting, or like demonstrating things as we're going along. Like trying to do like a live stream on Spaces. What I normally end up doing is doing like two things at once, like doing like Twitter plus some streaming application that's just the way I have to do it at the moment. So just incorporating like even me like a little bubble right now and doing like, or maybe like expanding it and like um the presenter, like there's a lot of different things, but I really enjoy Spaces, so that's why I'd want this improved. The last thing I'd say is when do you think they'll incorporate like maybe computer? Like I want to be at my computer and do a space, instead I have to use my phone, or use an emulator. I use an emulator sometimes so I can use my headset. But those three alone I think would send these Twitter spaces to another level. And I don't understand because I do think that these do serve a much better purpose as far as like podcasting. I think podcasting is like huge, and this is like live podcasting, so it allows me or allows others to like get information at a faster rate than anywhere else, and also improve like personally improve on like speaking and because there's this metric of how many people are listening. So immediately I know if like the shit I'm talking about, if people give a fuck about it, because there's this immediate indicator. Like when the number goes down, obviously people don't give a fuck. Number goes up, people give a fuck. So that just makes like human conversation even better. So those are kind of like the good things. But the three things for improvement are connection, the network. I don't understand why this is a big thing. Uh, Live chat / live audio or live video stream, and then computer integration. So, what do you think it'll take for Twitter to add those improvements to Spaces?
A lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's a difficult thing to try and navigate. But at the same time, there's something you brought up with using an emulator. If you've actually made it to work, why don't you put out a thread on this, step-by-step instruction how to do this yourself, and then we could even take that and incorporate it into the space that I'm planning about Twitter in general, like how to use it. Like, would you be interested in that?
Dude, it's so simple. Like any Android emulator, download Twitter, and then you have to. Okay, I can do that. It's really that simple.
Go for it.
But
If it's really simple, then make it simple and make everyone understand it. I go for it, man. Like, yeah.
but I don't want to always have this workaround. I don't want to have to always use an emulator to like it. Loading up the emulator is just like an extra step that I don't want to do. It's much easier if I could just click on the Twitter application and it's already done for me. So maybe in time,
Oh
but
yeah, but
for now, I got.
it's gonna take some time. The problem is once you have this availability on PC, you might have botting, and it's just a problem in general. Like it's a huge potential problem, and I think basically for now the emulator workaround is a good alternative to try and improve spaces. I think there should be video, but that will probably have issues on bandwidth and latency. Then on top of that, you have the hand counting system that should be implemented as well, because you need to understand in which order which hand was raised. Probably have a timer on that so you can understand how long it's been raised. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go through. Video streaming has to be streamlined in such a way that it doesn't look like fucking 8-bit, like 8-bit Elon. But I mean, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to go through.
Okay, well
So
then the
like,
number one thing I would want is a live streaming chat, dude. 180 comments. I have no fucking idea. There's like no, at least like put them in chronological order instead of like engagement order. Like it's maddening. When I ask a question to the space, I'm like, what do we think about this? And then there's like 50 fucking comments and I'm trying to sift through it. The best I can do is normally like pin a question to the top. And that's kind of like the workaround. But as it sits now, like the huge advantage these other streaming apps have are live feed. I can feel like participate. So right now I can only really participate with 10 other people, the 10 other people that are, I'm sorry, 12 other people that are on the speaker panel. Like that's who I can engage with. And if I try to engage with the other 500 people, it's borderline impossible. But whenever I'm on, like, I'm not going to name the other applicant. I don't want to get butthurt. When I'm on other live streaming feeds, I ask a question, get instant feedback from 500 people versus 12 people, and it can become like a more like decentralized thought. So that would be my biggest recommendation: is live streaming chat would put these spaces to another level. People being able to participate, because that's all people want to do, I think, is participate in like conversation or whatever. Add their own. Everyone wants a voice, and right now it feels like people that listen don't really have too much of a voice. They're just listening in on it and maybe commenting if there's something really pressing to them. But if it was a live stream chat, like and dude, Elon, whatever you did your live stream when you had 50,000 viewers of a video, you did this like the other day. You could see like the chat for that felt like that's what we need for spaces. I don't know why we can't incorporate that. And are you ever considering adding live streaming chat to spaces, or is it always going to be this purple button? That was a huge upgrade when they added at least the purple button, because that wasn't always there. The fact that you could click on that and scroll at least through the comment section, but you could just change that to live streaming chat versus this. It feels like it's Twitter, but it like this isn't how this isn't. It's not efficient. Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, sure, you make a really good point, but You're continuously making the insinuation that I'm Elon. Yeah, yeah, it's an
Okay.
issue.
If Elon was, let's just say if Elon was, that's my number
Okay.
one recommendation is to do for spaces. For
Hey, Alex, can we go back on the all right topic, or should we
dude,
just
are
do?
you seriously gonna push this?
I'd
You
like to
always
no no I'd like to finish this first. I'd like to finish what's going on here first. I think yeah, live chat would be pretty good. What I like to do is I like to solve the problem manually. I have a really good team, and they're really good at going through people. And so basically, what we do is we take DM requests. We try to go through all the comments that have been made. Like I usually see everyone who tags me, and it becomes a bit overwhelming. But I can kind of handle it a little bit for now. So basically, I try to have like many different ways of input, where you basically have your DMs, you have your your mentions as well, and then you basically have your team members that can help with this as well, because sometimes you're getting so many DMs that you can't get to all of them, and so you basically have your team members helping out. And that goes through to basically also establishing a format within the space, like I always do. I try to do a 2-minute format, and sometimes I go over 2 minutes because explanations are important for some topics. But like questions, right? People want to come up and ask questions. So basically, for a very busy space, I do 60 seconds, just like in Congress. But for like spaces that are quite chill, quite normal, and have very broad concepts, we do 2 minutes by default. And then eventually we speed it up.
So I need a team in order to
Yeah, basically.
streamline. Oh,
Hey, we can
Adrian,
do this.
Adrian, I pick up dog shit for a living. I don't have enough money to like afford a team.
No. This is what I'm saying. It's a passion project thing. That's what we do. We basically take available time that is as is, and instead of watching something as useless as TV, we basically use this to do spaces, right? Like whenever there's a free moment, like it's pretty exhausting for me personally because I have to organize a lot of stuff. But if you do it, if you use the small amounts of free time that you have, and you basically have these people on together, you can do a 2 or 3 hour space sometimes, once a day, maybe once every 2 days, and you can actually do this. And you have a few people who are involved in this. They come on, they enjoy this as well, and they are part of the project in a way. Because this whole thing that I'm doing on the account is a passion project. It is not profitable at any way. It could be made profitable if you wanted to. I could probably have subscriptions enabled at some point, but I'm not going to do that because I want it to be a passion project by the people for the people.
Yeah, people get upset whenever you do something like that. Why are you not making money for? Because I enjoy doing something I enjoy. Like it's really weird that like this exists. Like I play pickup basketball. Never once said, "Why are you playing pickup basketball for free? Shouldn't you be paid?" But if I do spaces and I'm just doing it because I enjoy it, all of a sudden, all these hidden like narratives of people are coming. They make up in their own head, like because I guess they couldn't do it. I'm like, yo, I just enjoy doing spaces. I just enjoy playing basketball, and that like blows people's minds. So you're now going to be focused. What do you think it is about spaces in general that you like so much?
Basically, I think it is that if you have a really good idea, such as what I've been trying to do, is where you unify people and try to get them out of their niche and get them exposed to other people. The spaces are this amazing, above algorithm thing where everybody comes together. I think spaces is the real town square in a sense. Yeah, Twitter sure is for like the information section, for something you can read. But I think when it comes to the actual conversation within the square, that's what spaces are. That's what I like to keep it as. You basically have a few people that are sitting somewhere and they're often talked about. It's basically like what Jordan Peterson did at the university, where you just have a huge group of thousands around him, but everyone gets to ask him questions. That's what spaces looks like. That's what spaces truly should be. And that's what I'm trying to like expand upon. And that's why I love being here with people like you guys, for instance, because you're all a bit different. And if we bring this together, we got some really good shit going on.
Yeah, you know where I think it like really shines is like the decentralization part. I know like earning reports normally it's just a bunch of fucking douchebags on the earnings reports, and no normal fucking person like can actually weigh in on the conversation. And normally those are the people that should be weighing on the not these boneheads that are like, well, because you're earning reports, no one gives a fuck. And well, they give a fuck to an extent, but to like not even have the other side, it feels like it's like very one narrative shifting. But if you can do something like this and allow others to just anyone, right, like the smallest people can now participate in the biggest events. Like Mario Nafal is good at this. Like he'll bring up small ass people that don't have a voice, and all of a sudden now the small person has a voice. The news will constantly put this fucking narrative, and they'll never hear from the other side just because the gatekeeping is what I'd call it, gatekeeping. And this Spaces allows for thoughts and ideas to be decentralized. So it sounds like that's what you're set out to do. Maybe. I don't know what you're set out to do. You just have a passion for this, and you're saying because Twitter's the town hall. Do you think we'll ever see like earning? I think this would be like a really cool thing to see like every single business when they do earnings calls, do it on Spaces. And then you can have people call in and request to speak and ask their questions and maybe a more decentralized fashion. Because anytime I listen to these earning calls, it's just more of the fucking same. Like, oh, we were an I don't even want to get into it. But do you think we'll ever see earnings calls move over to or earnings reports move over to Twitter? Or do you think there'll always be some that you dial in and only select individuals like that are entitled will ever comment on it?
Well, I think they'll be far ahead. But I mean, you're already having situations where people are coming on here doing interviews. So that's something that's really cool. I'm just last time when we had a space where Elon was being interviewed, and basically have this live now, and people can actually talk and can actually communicate on there, which is absolutely amazing to me. I find that really cool. So I think what you're saying with the earnings reports could also be something like this. But I don't think there will be much of a. It's actually a really good niche, though. It's a really good thought. Could be possible. Maybe one day someone will do it. Don't know what the legal implications to this are. But if it's public anyway. So probably, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe one day. One of us
Yeah,
does a
get
company.
Elon to do the earnings report. That would be ideal if we could all get Elon to do the earnings report for Tesla. That's like one of the only ones I like listening to because he shits on people. It is the funniest fucking thing. He'll shit on the people that are investing in him. They'll dump the stock and then it'll get immediately bought up. It's like he does not give a fuck. He's like at the IDGAF if you're an investor in Tesla
Yeah,
at this
hang on a
point.
second. I might have some connection drop. Give me a sec.
You know, for running a $44 billion application, we've got to work on your connection, King. You cannot be going in and out.
God. Yo, Alex, though, one thing we should bring up with Adrian round tripping that the whole team thing. Since I fucking started this whole journey, I started writing a bunch of code and stuff through the AI. And I was gonna say if he will allow us to use like API keys, because I've just been using it for Telegram right now. We could definitely start supporting and building some type of infrastructure for spaces or things like that to help, like, create like a chat segmentation or something like that. Yeah, something to think about though.
There is a group chat started if you guys want to just go in your DMs. It was started hours ago, but nobody pays attention to my DMs for the love of God. So
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Thanks for bringing Adrian to the space.
Aw, you're welcome. That's all I
Okay,
want.
now that the chip's off your shoulder, let's keep moving, please.
Okay, cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Okay, there you go. I'm back again.
Yeah, so what I was saying, Adrian, I think it would be really cool to see like an earnings report from Elon. I don't know what it'd take to see that, but the one thing I like about Elon's earnings report is that he doesn't give a fuck about like the investors, and he's gonna constantly like not ridicule them, but if they ask like a stupid question, they'll call him a bonehead. The investors will immediately sell, and then he'll get bought right back. I've seen this happen where who was it? The biggest investor. Do you know who the biggest investor in Tesla is right now, Adrian?
At this point, no, do enlighten me.
I don't know. But I used to know when I used to do options a lot, and Tesla's like my favorite one to do options on just because how degen it was. And like stock twits was like a thing. And then I eventually came over to Twitter, so it's much better on Twitter. But there was constantly like bulls versus bears, and it was a lot of fun. Like Tesla's like the most fun if you're gonna do options, but more speculation exists on cryptos than Tesla. I mean, Bitcoin's up like 27,000% in the last 10 years, and like Tesla's up like 1,000%. So as far as speculation is concerned, for humanity reasons, I think like investing in anything else other than cryptos, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Can
Do you
I just
think
say
that
too? I think we need more of this, Alex. I'm just gonna say that. Anyways, continue.
what more of what?
This is a vibe, bro. You're flexing some like. Anyways, yeah, a lot of good conversation.
I'm nerding out big time. Like I'm like legitimately just
Yeah,
Okay,
I
well
really enjoy this. This is good stuff.
oh my God, we love you, Adrian. Bless you for bringing some brain cells back into our brains.
okay.
That's Alex. Alex get the credit. He gets the credit.
I'm gonna mute everyone. I'm gonna mute everyone, and just Adrian and I will talk. I can't deal with like people sidebarring the conversation with compliments.
Make
I'm
him
not enjoying
co-host.
this.
Make him
We haven't
co-host.
made any improvements. We haven't progressed anything. I'm waiting to learn how I can make my account expand outside of crypto Twitter. And Adrian's only information they can provide is follow people that aren't in crypto Twitter. Like, that it has to be more like no
I
one's
mean,
gonna
by
want
the
to.
inverse, that's how he's here, is because he followed people on crypto Twitter. So it actually kind of makes sense, really. The rationale's there.
His following is very interesting. His following, who he's following, the first person he followed was Elon. Then I'm gonna go through all of their follows later. So I've already screenshotted it, Adrian. There's nothing you can do. I'm gonna research more. I'm pretty sure that was Elon. You can't tell me otherwise. He's lost connection. He's coming back. Shit. Just pretend he's not though.
There we go. Yeah, that's it. Keep
He
it
just
going.
happens to know every single question and answer it in like the most Elon-esque way, but not Elon.
Dude, there's no fucking way. Like, I don't
It's so
care. You
fun.
can't
It's
pay
so
Yeah,
someone
fun
enough
either way.
money.
It's
one
funny either way.
hundred percent,
No
100,
way. Like,
100%, bro.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So the one thing I do like about Elon, this is where he like this is where he's like really good. Actually, I won't give Elon any credit at the moment. Let's talk about Starlink for the moment. Adrian, do you follow Starlink at all? Because it's not solving any problems.
Well, I think it's solving a few problems. Well, I mean, it's basically glorified satellite connection, but it's really good stuff.
Yeah, that's all it is glorified satellite. Okay, at least we can agree upon that. That kind of killed the conversation there, Adrian. You're supposed to push back on that.
Well, you can't really
What
push
about the
back on
boring
facts.
company? How about this whole thing with his loop and whatnot? Like, do you ever think that Elon's gonna finish the like boring loop and help like these like hyperspace loops to be able to go from like New York City and LA and whatnot in fast transmissions?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it would be a lot better to have, to travel underground. Really, you'd have to make sure it's all secure so that flooding doesn't kill you on the inside there. But I think it's all doable. It's all good. I mean, I personally don't like it when you have to go through a city by default, even though you don't want anything from the city. Like if you're on a scenic route, everyone will go through there, and everyone will know what they want from there. Right, but a person who has to go through these cities to another state, for instance, probably doesn't care. They are half dead anyways from the trip, and they just want to get to their destination, lay down, have a drink, and just don't think about anything else anymore. Right, and so basically, if you have them go through like a hyperloop instead of going through a city or all these various places which slow you down, I think it would be very good and would help a lot of people. Specifically, I mean, you could be in a car, and the car could be driving just you, and you don't even have to be doing anything at all most of the time, and you're just enjoying yourself. You could probably even do spaces while you're driving. Who knows? It'd be funny stuff, because technically speaking, it's not you driving, and also FSD won't have any errors down there, because there's no errors to have.
Do you think that Twitter is the best version of social media humanity has at the moment?
Definitely. I mean, there's sure some caveats to this, and there's always going to be imperfections, but I mean, this is as good as it gets. I mean, name me one other social media platform that can bring people together in this type of fashion, that has this much freedom, and that has this much diversity. You won't be able to name another. And if you are, I would be very impressed.
Okay, the one that's as close as I could imagine, I would say, is Telegram, based on like the engineering function of it, with like the way that you can script things across. But I would say, yeah, Twitter is definitely more connected. But do you ever see Twitter kind of taking on some of those aspects of Telegram and whatnot, like adding different like subcategories for your direct messages, things like that?
Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future for sure. I mean, when it comes to directing information, which is exactly what you've just kind of hit at, if I'm interpreting this correctly,
Yes.
lists is one of those ways that this is being done. Like use Twitter lists. It's good stuff. Like if you want to stalk someone, for instance, you can use Twitter lists. You don't even need to follow him, except that you'll know that is on the list. So that's a little side issue. Why am I talking about
It's
how to stalk
more
people?
for this segmentation of like the pieces. When you're talking about like how many DMs you're talking with, sometimes it's nice to have like categories or groups. Like you make groups, but there's like kind of a cap. You can only have 75 of them, so it's kind of hard to keep that information sometimes. Where people will be in excess flow, so you have to find different ways to communicate with them because you have a party that's bigger than that. You don't want to publicly be talking about it on Twitter, and like getting everyone onto a community is a bit more difficult.
Hang on a second. I'm making lunch.
Okay, while you're making lunch at 8 p.m. or whatever time zone you're in, I got Elon Musk and Joe Rogan right here next to me. They're kind of they're weighing in on a couple different social media. I want to ask, so Elon, what's your thoughts on maybe something like Instagram?
Most technology, I would say no. In fact, you and I were talking about social media before this, about just not having Instagram on your phone and not dealing, and you feel better.
Yes, I think that one of the issues with social media that's been pointed out by many people is that I think maybe particularly Instagram, people look like they have a much better life than they really do.
Right.
So
by design.
Yeah, people are posting pictures of when they're really happy. They're modifying those pictures to be better looking. Even if they're not modifying the pictures, they're at least selecting the pictures for the best lighting, the best angle. So people basically seem they're way better looking than they basically really are.
Right.
And they're way happier seeming than they really are. So if you look at everyone on Instagram, you might think, man, there are all these happy, beautiful people, and I'm not that good looking, and I'm not happy. So I must suck, and that's gonna make people sad. So when in fact, those people you think are super happy, actually not that happy. Some of them are really depressed. They're very sad. Some of the happiest seeming people, actually some of the saddest people in reality. And nobody looks good all the time. It doesn't matter who you are.
No. It's not even something you should want. Why do you want to look great all the time?
Yeah, exactly. So I think things like that can make people quite sad.
Interesting take. So, do you think Twitter set out to push back on that thought of fake reality when got like other social media? This is the problem. Other social medias are more popular than Twitter. Do you think that's just temporary, or do you think Twitter will be able to catch up to that?
I think there's an interesting dichotomy when it comes to Twitter. You don't necessarily have the appearance when it comes to physical appearance that matters here the most, even though there's limited, like the content moderation on here is not enough. There's still nudity on here, for instance. So if it, rabbit hole, not going to get into it. Anyways, when it comes to how this kind of Instagram effect happens on here, it's probably something to do with knowledge. Like quite a lot of the time, people will think that they're inferior because they see these well-crafted, threads and tweets and all that, and they comment under that. They never get any engagement, and they feel inferior as a result. And that's somehow a bit of a problem. That I think Twitter Spaces can solve this, because some people who haven't had a voice before can come on here and actually, talk about what they want to talk about. Like this account that I'm using is a very good example of this. Like about a month ago, I came in here with 20 followers, and now look at where we are. Right? That's an example. It's just one example. Of course, you have to bring actual content to the table. If you don't have actual content, then you will not garner any interest, because if you have nothing, there is nothing, right? So I think people who truly have something, this place fosters this. Like if you have an ability to spread knowledge, like there's the people who consume more and they like to ask questions, that comes here on the spaces. And you have the people who produce content and who try to make sure it's all as perfect as possible. They're also on here, and then those two talk with each other, and they're kind of on the same level, because this is the kind of effect that you have where one is dependent upon another on the other, and you should never ever forget that. Like Instagram, I think, is inherently self-destructive, really, because people on there depend on the fact that people think they're ugly, right? They depend on the fact that people are lonely, they are depressed, they are sad, they have no purpose, and basically scroll through Instagram, see all these people flexing off their useless cars, and they're trying to, flex off their physique, which has probably been photoshopped, for some sort of thing. And people like that because that's what they aspire to be, but it's unrealistic, so it's unfair in this sense. And then at the same time, it also makes them feel inferior to their very core, because physicality about a human body is something that is very intrinsic to all of us. And if we set these unrealistic beauty standards, for instance, where it's literally unachievable or unattainable, that's going to make people feel really bad, because every person is somehow beautiful in some capacity. Like I'm probably saying don't be overweight. That's not what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying you should completely neglect yourself and you're still beautiful. I'm saying that what you're doing already might just be enough. You stay in shape. That is just enough. You don't have to look perfect. You're perfect to some person, There's too much peer pressure, especially on Instagram. There are these huge groups of people. They want to all group up. It's like these weird K-pop boy bands. Everybody wants to talk about them. They're part of some sort of weird army. It's like, why would you intentionally turn yourself into a drone? I don't understand. It's like this entire time, all that humanity's ever done is fight for freedom and fight for independence and fight for individuality and the freedom to express that individuality to such a degree that doesn't hurt anyone. And now you're basically converting yourself into a drone. Like, why? You know? And that's why I think Instagram and places such as that are completely different from Twitter, where on here you have a similar effect, but an effect that is negated through things such as spaces and through the efforts that we take, especially me and you, for instance, right? But yeah.
I definitely think it's like the social acceptance gene. It goes back to like that very gene. And to say that doesn't exist on Twitter is factually incorrect, Adrian. How does it exist, Alex? I'm glad you asked. I can tell you how it happened for me. I can't speak for others. I can only speak for myself. I put out a tweet. It doesn't get enough engagement. What do I do with that? I delete it because I'm socially, the peer pressure still exists. But in my mind, that's much better social acceptance peer pressure. Like my thought really fucking sucked ass. My peers don't like it around me. So I'm deleting that. Versus, yeah, I don't have a six pack. Now my peers don't like me. So like which is going to push humanity further? Like people not agreeing or not liking my ideas and thoughts, or the fact that I don't have a six pack. So yeah, I do like that thought of not lying. Over the past like 2 years of using Twitter, I think like my brain has gained so many wrinkles. So thank you, Twitter. I'll continue to use this application. What have I gained from Instagram? I deleted it, so I don't fucking use it anymore. It's much better. It's much better, but do people give a fuck about that? I don't know. That's really hard because, like I said, there's more people that use something like Instagram, something like TikTok. I look for maybe incorporation. Why do you think we haven't seen something like TikTok incorporated into Twitter, like short form video content?
It exists already. It's in the form of certain accounts' timelines. You'll always find short-form content. But I think what we should be really focusing on is not short-form content because it's not good for your brain. Like, sure, if you use it in moderation, it's good. Maybe, lightens your mood. Maybe, I don't know. But at the end of the day, the way it is being consumed, especially on TikTok, is inherently destructive to the human brain. It completely destroys your attention span to such an extent that it is comparable to that of a goldfish. You're unable to basically take up any kind of knowledge of any kind because simply your attention span is not large enough to grasp any kind of complex concept. So you are stuck in limbo. Now everyone is being diagnosed with ADHD or ADD. Why do you think that is? Like, this is the problem with a therapist, right? They cannot tell you why you have the issue. They can just tell you that you have it, and then they can try and prescribe something to make sure that the issue is being minimized. But they cannot tell you what caused it. They cannot tell you what happens. It's the same reason with a therapist. They cannot tell you. What the therapist does is it tries to interrogate you so that you realize yourself what it is that you have done to get to that place, or what has been happened to you, or what has happened to you to get to that place, right? Yeah, I mean,
He's treating the symptoms and never getting to the root or the cause of the issue that has happened.
Exactly, yeah.
Wait, there's no way, Adrian, that you're saying TikTok is the root for everyone being overprescribed on Adderall right now. That you think TikTok?
Have you ever noticed? Ask some of these people who have these disorders. Ask them if their family life is not exactly the most stable, as in they've always tried to ignore what was going on because they couldn't otherwise cope with it. And also at the same time, ask them how it is that they are consuming their content. How many hours do you think they're spending on TikTok? How many hours do you think they're spending on Instagram Reels or going into YouTube Shorts? Like, you ask them that, you'll find a very interesting trend that will sicken you down to the core.
I purposely avoid all three of those: Reels, Shorts, and TikTok. First of all, they're not interesting. They're all just like weird as fuck in my mind. Of like, you've got like three different things going on. Like you'll have like the screen's cut in half, and like there'll be like a Minecraft fucking thing, and on top there'll be like a person talking, and then you'll hear some weird everything to try to stimulate the brain into like staying on that application. And I don't understand why we don't see something like that on Twitter. I guess they're trying to get to that, but I was always pitched that Twitter was going to be the everything app, and I don't see it becoming everything. I was expecting, be decentralized. Like the phone is decentralized. Like it's taking down so many different fucking walls, like GPS, calculator, browser. It's like done this, and this needs to happen on an application level. And I thought Twitter was going to do it. It's going to be like the Amazon, the social media, and I haven't seen it really, and I haven't seen really any incorporation. Do you think that's ever going to get to that level, or do you think Twitter's not going to become the everything app?
Well, I think something similar to that is going to happen. Also, sorry if I'm eating right now, but I mean, it'll take time. It'll take effort, obviously. At some point, we'll see some semblance of it. We'll probably not. This is like a turn a book into a live-action movie. No one will entirely agree with what the everything app is because the definition of a specific concept is sometimes limited to the understanding of the person who's, it's in the eye of the beholder, basically. That's what we're seeing here. Like I think for a percentage of people, this will become an everything app, but for some of us, it won't. But I think it will get pretty damn close. I think we're one day probably going to have a WeChat situation on here. It's by all means getting there. And if they actually are able to streamline long-form content on here to such an extent that it can be used similar to YouTube, well, then you've just killed YouTube. Because I would say that the content moderation policies, as it extends to everything really, these policies are much more favorable for content creators than what is on YouTube. You cannot ever really listen to anything purely scientific without hearing that the person who's explaining something has to continuously censor their words out of fear of being kicked out from some sort of boost that the algorithm provides you, right? You don't have that on here. You have free speech over there. You have limited expression within the confines of what YouTube can and cannot censor because there's so much of it. That's what we're seeing.
So you think that Twitter will replace TikTok, YouTube, Amazon, Google, and most importantly, every news outlet? Do you think it has that capability?
The news outlets for sure. I mean, just recently we've had a huge meme going on that George Soros was dead. That was all because of a credible news source, Reuters, publishing something that was entirely made up. Like, I mean, come on. You have community notes on here, so that doesn't even get very far. Over there, you don't. Over there, you just have it's out there, and then basically everyone tries to cover bases like, oh my god, what did I do? Oh no. We just opened Pandora's box. What do we do? Oh, fuck. Let's get the editor. Let's call everyone else and shut it all down. Like shut it all down. Take it down first. Apologies, everything. Everything goes. Yeah, but that's what you've seen. That's what you have seen. All of us have seen, I think. But it will definitely replace news. When it comes to Amazon, I'm not very confident there yet. I don't know how this can be done. Probably, yeah. Maybe movie streaming, but again, you want to make a platform general. You don't necessarily need to make it in such a way that it's all on the platform, but it's linked to the platform. So yeah, it could probably have like a mini player feature, that kind of thing. Instant apps, just like what WeChat does.
Yes. So that's what Twitter set out to do, is become the WeChat of the Western world. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So Elon must have saw WeChat, its tremendous success. I mean, WeChat integration, I don't even know the levels of it. Do you know?
It's mind-breaking, honestly. Like the amount of power that something like WeChat has, it's just simply indescribable. It's unbelievable. It is so good. It is used for everything always. You do your banking on there. You live your life on there. You go to eat on there. You order a taxi on there. You buy movie tickets on there. You pay for the movie tickets on there. It's so general. It's unbelievable.
Right. And if I barely even used WeChat, and I saw like I can only, when I go to like certain areas, I have to use it. Like there's no way around it. Like I have to use it. And that's the only reason I did use it. And I was like, wow, why the fuck don't we have that? And I guarantee that's what Elon saw. He's like, why the fuck doesn't the Western world use WeChat? Because he saw like how useful it was. You don't need all those, like what you just said. You have all those different things, and it's all done in one centralized hub. It removes the need to have all these different, it's like an aggregator almost. Like WeChat's an aggregator for all this bullshit, and I don't understand why Twitter can't become that, and maybe they will with this everything app, but I don't know. I'm seeing excuses for why people are using TikTok, Instagram. I don't. Why not see the same excuse why Twitter will become or replace those things?
So I
Well,
got a better question too.
Go ahead.
So do you think that there's like an opportunity potentially to rewrite the base code of Twitter? Because fundamentally speaking, the reason why WeChat is so much more ahead, or not, like as you're going through, is because like it's built in the layer as like a tech stack to be able to integrate with your business, all these things that you've mentioned. Do you think that at a certain core you're either going to have to like have an exponent or rewrite the whole base and just like relaunch everything?
A relaunch is, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe if it's really bad and the whole thing cannot be shaped in a certain way, then we're probably going to have a relaunch. But other than that, no, I don't think we'll need a relaunch. I mean, would be a good idea, actually, but
like
no.
yeah, I mean, like if you're really gonna like count it apples to apples, like the core, like what Twitter's built on is dog shit from what it came back from. It's got like MySpace, the original baseline, right?
Yeah.
And like the whole elongated problem is the people who built it aren't even around anymore, so no one knows like what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll see a base rewrite one day. Games go through the same thing, of course. I think a lot of the original structure will remain, but fundamentally, I think it will look very different. I mean, already you can see there have been a few changes made, and those changes have a massive impact, making the existing structure better as it currently exists. And I think by all intents and purposes, you can use the existing structure and just keep improving upon it. And then you may not even need to rewrite the base code. Like, you can manipulate the algorithm to such an extent where it doesn't, promote nonsense. You can make sure that the functionality is done in such a way that it doesn't, malfunction as much. Like, Twitter Spaces is basically a two-sided operation at this point, where it's like one side is making them, and the other side is learning how to deal with the errors that are, the result of code, right? Because it's very complex. You have to understand everything that's going on. I mean, Twitter has had a huge situation. They had to fire like most of their workforce, and now we basically have whomever's left trying to deal with the actual work and the huge mess that was left behind by the people who are taken out of the equation, yeah, or the people who are administratives before.
So this is where Elon, I think, really good. You don't need to really create the fucking wheel. You just iterate on the wheel, such as what Twitter's kind of doing. He didn't need to go create Twitter. It was already created. And I believe that he's going to iterate on it and make it better. And he even doubles down on what I just said. He said buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the everything app. And he says even furthermore, yeah, Twitter probably accelerates X by 3 to 5 years. But I could be wrong. Okay, dude. Could be wrong. Throwing that caveat. Pretty funny. So, in my mind, he bought Twitter to become the everything app. And you're saying that maybe it won't become that. Maybe it just stays as Twitter. So you do think there will be a new application, or you think we just stay? No, I definitely think there's a new application coming. There's definitely a WeChat of the Western world. And the first person to do that, dude, almost controls the fucking Western world. WeChat controls the Eastern world. If you never had to use WeChat, once you do, you'll be like, holy shit, this controls this whole... It controls this whole fucking place. Like
it's insane. You'll find I think the original guys from QQ who like put the fundamentals down for it, like they met each other, like he met his wife on there. Like it's just crazy.
So how come like WeChat isn't used? Like I've been using it since 2009, 2010. Maybe it's because I'm with Iran. Like I speak with my cousins in Iran and stuff.
Just hasn't been adopted.
I think honestly, like, more censorship and like privacy is the biggest issue it would have came across. But like building it here in like North America, it would have so much more scale because it would have that trust factor.
Well, the first person to do that is like it's like beyond money.
You'd be a billionaire.
No, it's beyond billions. Like you control humanity almost, and with great power comes great responsibility. I mean, we saw Elon buy Twitter and immediately start shifting. No, don't you dare, Adrian. He bought Twitter and immediately started showing Trump bullshit down my throat, like Trump's going to be the next president. Do you believe that Trump's
that's
going?
Just a trend. That's just a trend. Everyone talks about it, so that's why it's fun.
No, you know what he was trying to do? You know what he was trying to do? Can I call you Adrian for the moment?
Yeah, that's the name.
Oh yeah, that's the name. Don't wear it out. No, you know what he's trying to do? He was trying to bring more people onto the application. He's farming the fuck out of Trump. He's like, Trump's coming back. We're bringing him back. We brought back Ye. We're bringing back. Yo, well, why did Ye get banned again? I thought we were talking about freedom of speech.
He was like making some very, very, very unsavory comments, to put it lightly. Like, I mean, freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. Remember? Like, that was not acceptable. Okay, now I sound like the guy who confronted. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the racial undertone of Elon though?
Oh, don't you BlockFi, shut the fuck up with your passive aggressiveness.
No,
Dude,
dude,
no,
like
what
Elon.
undertone?
No, dude, you just always do this shit.
No, I want to address this. Like, what? Hang on.
Dude, there was like the Dilbert guy. I don't know if you guys remember the Dilbert author guy. This guy came out saying that like black people need to live in another area or something like that. And then
Sorry.
then out of nowhere, Elon just starts fucking tweeting like, "Oh yeah, that's
Hey,
perfectly
Adrian,
fine."
I hate playing this game. I hate this game. It's whatever. But okay, it seems like if you're big enough, then all of a sudden your opinions matter because that's Ye's dumbass bullshit that I think he was doing to like grab attention. I think that's what it was. I don't think he believes what he said. I don't even want to.
That guy is like
Nah,
doing vastly
no,
crazy stuff.
wait, Alex. There's a guy called Ari Emanuel, right? That has like an issue with Kanye West, but is also very close friends to Elon Musk. So you could almost like say that maybe someone received a call, and then Kanye got banned.
That's just speculation, man.
Yeah, dude, it's speculation too, saying that black on white crime is not as serious as white on white crime. Like what?
Why are you so hyper fixated on a statistic? Like, can you disprove that? Like, actually give some actual statistics and also
Adrian.
highlight the data collection process behind that. Make sure it is actually suited to the statistic as it is supposed to be. Like, I mean, you're being very hyper fixated on it, and I think if you're doing that, you're actually drawing interest to it. So if you are going to do that, definitely add some meat and potatoes to it, because you're just making unspecified, unsubstantiated claims, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're trying to insinuate.
Adrian, what video
It's what he
games?
does. No, if you're not familiar with BlockFi, it's what he does. He continuously speculates and always assumes the absolute fucking worst is happening. We see this in Web3 all the time. Meanwhile, Adrian, if you don't know who BlockFi, he's a scammer. He's doing all this fuckery. Like, it's always the fucking scammers.
So Alex, you're gonna defame me on this stage, dude? We talked about this, dude.
Okay, well,
Look,
I'm just
Adrian,
telling you.
No, that's called
Alex was
infamy.
supporting the biggest scammer
I
called
mean, we could go into
Big Brother.
detail about what you've done, BlockFi, and we can let people vote on it. Would that be fair?
Alex is a collaborator with I don't know if you know this guy named Zach XBT. He collaborates with a Machi Big Brother. Like, what are you doing, Alex? You're gonna call me a scammer without any fucking receipts, dude? Look, all I'm saying is Elon Musk tweeted some weird things about like black on white and white on white statistics that may or may not be true. And I think it's a little bit dangerous when a guy like that tweets like that. And you know, it's
Why is it dangerous? Why?
Because you rattle up, well, because Elon Musk is rattling up the racial undertone, the racial tension in
How?
America. What do you mean how?
By saying it's an interesting revelation? Like, you're not rattling up anything. You're just drawing attention to the fact, it's interesting. Let's examine if it's true or not. That's the only thing you're doing. You're not rattling up anything. The intent of rattling something up would be, oh my God, look at this. Dude, this has been like this the entire time. We're going to have to do something about this. We're going to have to look at it. You know, that's what it is. My God, I didn't even know I could do that voice. My God.
That was a pretty good voice.
I think I just turned it to Alex Jones there for a second. I might have channeled his soul. Good stuff.
What?
Yeah, edible's wearing off.
Look, just like the tweet I tweeted up at the top, right? Elon Musk was like accurate, and basically it was like a meme with Wojak. I don't know if you guys know who Wojak is. They're like white assailant versus white victim. Like, everyone is cool. Black assailant with black victim. Everyone is cool. Black assailant with white victim. Everyone is cool. White assailant, the black victim, the guy freaks the fuck out, and it's like.
Okay, black woman here. Let's move on, please.
Sure, Quan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the only person here who's creating tensions with racial undertones is you, unfortunately. I'll have to be straight. I can't sugarcoat it. Like, wasn't even a topic, and this actually shows that the initial intent behind the tweet or the response to the tweet or any tweet in general, a meme, is just that, it's a meme, or hey, it's interesting, right? Nobody like goes beyond this and says, see, I told you the whole time we should do something. Yep. It's not like that, you know. So I
No,
think
no,
it's kind of weird.
but
It's kind of
Elon is
weird though.
saying that he believes that when white people kill black people, people freak out.
He didn't
But
say
I
that.
don't think that's true. I think
He
when
didn't say
anyone
that.
dies, people freak out.
Like,
It
how did
doesn't
he
matter
say
your
that?
race.
Like, did he explicitly state that though?
He says accurate, so he agrees with the sentiment. Like, what does accurate mean? What's the definition of accurate to you, Adrian?
Are you not freaking out right now?
I'm not freaking out.
That's the purpose of the meme, is to make fun of the fact that when people see certain types of statistics when they reflect data or specific contradictory things to narratives, they freak out. I mean, you're kind of freaking out about this, aren't you? I mean, you're immediately considering,
Wait,
oh my god, what are the tones to
wait,
this, the
Adrian, not only
undertones? Oh my
that,
god.
right? Then you have to look at the author of the tweet. What is his background? What is his context, right? So it gets interesting when you go a step further, right? But look, let's talk back about AI and freedom of speech and you know how we don't censor people.
Exactly, but you're like kind of advocating for it a little bit there, censorship. If I'm to make an inference
dude,
here.
look, you can say it, right? And then, but like, someone can come and say, why are you bringing attention that people treat different, how deaths are differently? You know, it's like Elon
Well,
is
aren't you?
putting that attention to it. No one is.
But what's wrong with that though? But no one is actually. I think a lot of Twitter's doing this. How do you think he came across the meme in the first place? I mean, come on. If you talk about depth, you have to go deep, man. You have to go all the way in. That's what she said. Anyways, yeah, let's move on to AI before this takes some darker undertones, because I'm starting to get freaky funny.
Yeah, sorry, Barkfly does this. Actually, I'm not sorry. It's just the way he is. Like, if I ever
I
want
don't care. I don't care. I'm having fun. I deal with this like every day. I've had a person come in on a space of a friend of mine, and she was like not having a good time, really. And she basically shut down the space in response to me arguing with this person about how transhumanism is some sort of thing where they. It was a mess. I actually wanted to continue the topic because I was like really getting to somewhere with this, and she was like continuously complaining about the fact of how everyone is treating her so condescendingly. And just before I was able to get in the last jab, saying, "Well, could it be that maybe you are laying out your assessments in such a way that it could appear condescending, even though you don't mean to be?" It's like, yeah, I wanted to say that, really finish the whole subject off, but then my friend just ended the space and was like, "Fuck this, man. Fuck all of you. I'm coming back in a few days." She literally did that. It was not so nice. She was really angry, and then later on she goes to the separate space and heated off.
This point, right, is because we got to the Kanye West situation, right? How Elon banned Kanye West for posting the, I don't even know what that sign was, but it was like, I think if you look at the history, it's not even like a hate symbol, but like, you know, it's interesting that Kanye received that type of treatment, you know.
I mean, if you're making truly racist, anti-Semitic comments or something like that, you're probably going to have to be taken off the platform in this way. I mean, you cannot just be perpetuating this nonsense, because that is actual harm. You cannot like target someone based on their race. That's wrong.
I could argue the same thing that picture that Elon Musk says.
It wasn't targeting anyone on race. This is something you're conflating data with feelings. It's not like that. And this is why the meme exists. This is why he had this Wojak meme. It's you. It makes fun of this triggering. I look at this, I say, that's also interesting. And then you try and go into depth about it and see how true the meme actually is. You try to go in depth on everything about this. Maybe there's some truth to it. And that is something that that is something you say, that is interesting too. You know, it's curiosity. You're expressing your curiosity on the subject, right? Like, it's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you're triggered on this by some way, then you're actually kind of hyper focusing on something that should be inherently irrelevant, which is race. I mean, come on.
Bob, but before Adrian, a friend of ours, Nikki, wants you to talk about Cybermouse, please.
I'm never going to live this down. Okay, so the first space I did on here, I was sick at the time. It's funny. It was also when Starship was launched on 420. It was great stuff. Good stuff. Really beautiful. But I was kind of in and out of it because, you know, little bit there. But I posted this thing there. They were talking about health and nutrition, and you know how you can build muscle and such. And I just said, this is my moment. I was reading a study on myostatin inhibition, and so basically, they did a mouse trial. They did a mouse trial for these mRNA vaccines that would switch off myostatin. Now, for those of you who don't understand what that is, myostatin is basically a thing that is manufactured by a specific gene that you can turn off, and it basically, allows for muscles to be, taken apart, right? Like, for instance, if your body goes through a period of time where it doesn't get any food, it actually takes out the thing that consumes the most energy, which is the muscle first, and then goes after the fat. This is also why weight loss without exercise does not work, because then your muscles atrophied, and then you have very, 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 very dangerous implications, right? The more weight you have, the less muscle you'll have, and it's just a messed up situation. So basically, it would be interesting if you could somehow stop this thing from happening, right? So you say, we turn off the gene that is responsible for this, and that is to basically inhibit the production of myostatin, which is the same as it exists in certain monkeys and also in certain lions, right? You ever seen these big jacked lions? Yeah, that's because they don't have any myostatin, or a lack of myostatin in some capacity, right? And so basically, they did this with a bunch of mouse trial. And so you have this, small, conventionally sized mouse, cute looking, black mouse, really cute. And then next to it, you have its cousin, which is probably 5 times the size. It looks all like a polygon, like a fucking Cybertruck. So they called it Cyber Mouse. It was so good. I don't know if Nikki can actually find a tweet and put it up in the jumbotron or something. But cyber mice, it's important. Like, and then it just keeps coming up in spaces. And then just the other day, I was talking about how you could probably weaponize it. Like, it's like, imagine if you just like gave it a whole bunch of steroids and such. Like, you really, really made that thing angry, and like throw it into an enemy field. And probably the enemies are going to shoot each other trying to kill that little thing. Like, it's okay. I'm sorry. Like, it's very dark humor, but I mean, it's cyber mice, okay? I mean, just imagine loading it like a grenade. Anyways, yeah, that's what cyber mice is all about.
Yeah, they have cattle that don't have myostatin in it, and then they look insane.
Oh yeah, that they look so weird. They look so roundish and like they're so jacked. Like, it's unbelievable. It's just wow. You look at that and you think to yourself, what the fuck even is that? And they can breed that out. And some humans even have this. Like, there's babies that are really jacked, like they have 6-packs and shit. It's like, yeah, that happens.
It's funny. It's like it's all like a hormonal level. Like, people, if you just remove your myostatin, then you just
it's not really hormonal. It's a genetic level, right? Genetics. So what you have to do is you have to basically inhibit the gene itself, because if you have something that is a myostatin blocker, that will not work properly, because myostatin is not just one thing, it's a whole subgroup of things. And if you inhibit the wrong thing there, then you will have very, very bad effects, right? Like, if you're out of balance in this way, you can have some really bad side effects. If you inhibit it slightly, probably, by editing the gene in such a way that it doesn't remove it entirely, you basically have really good effects, right? But if you take it out entirely, then you basically have a cyber mouse. So, or like the cow.
Dude, we should talk about. Fuck, I want to like dive into that type. I like that type of shit, but I want to keep it like more Web3 AI driven at the moment. So, do you think that AI? I don't know what your thoughts. Let's start. Actually, dude, I don't even know where you came from. All of a sudden, you joined us. I don't. Are you into cryptos? Let's start there.
Well, yeah, I wanted to do a space on this with you guys. Like, that's how I came here, because because she invited me in here. She said, "Hey, you gotta listen to this. These guys are really good." And so I wanted to do a crypto space with you guys. Like,
Alex, I've been
2 weeks
DMing
from
you
now.
for days. I've been
2 weeks
DMing
from
you.
now, do a crypto space.
Like,
As
either
long
2
as
weeks or next week, whichever you want, man.
next week. Okay, either or. As
On
long as
Thursday, like
Elon.
8 or 9 p.m. EST. Will that work for you?
Yeah, that works, as long as like Elon and myself conspire to like the next tweet, like the Milady one. I didn't have any finances in that, so I couldn't even benefit from that. So maybe I can somehow figure out a way, and what the next. And then they did a Pepe one, so I'm just trying to figure out where he's headed to next.
Well, it sounds like he's
Yeah, we
headed to
could
a
do that,
private
but
jet.
Does
no, it's a turbine thing. Don't worry about it.
does so are you, Adrian, you're into cryptos then?
Yeah,
Yes?
to a certain degree. And what I would like to do is basically with that space, I want to introduce, people to the subject of crypto in a way such that everyone understands it, so that other people can get into this as well. Like I want people to actually, be part of it. Maybe mint a few NFTs and then even tell them how to do it in such a way that it's not too expensive, so you can actually have those profiles. Everybody runs around with them. It's like, hey, look what we just did, and they can refer back to the space and the people that helped them. It's good stuff. It's a community effort. I want to really put it out there because you guys are great.
That's oh shit. Okay. I'll try not to tell anyone about this space. Do you what problems actually let's start here real quick. Which cryptos do you like the most? Because there's tons of these things. Is it just Bitcoin, Ethereum, or are there other ones?
Doge. Like I like all three. They're all cool. Really. Like I like all three of them.
Doge
They're
to
one
the
of my top
moon.
favorites.
Doge to the
Yeah,
moon.
Doge to the
Oh,
moon.
dude. Elon said that Doge to the moon one time, and then it pumped like 30-40%. And then he changed the fucking
Yeah.
image, pumped like another. I'm like, holy fuck. He's like literally one tweet away from me hitting generational wealth. And if I could
No,
somehow
I'm saying like if you were to put 1,000,000 keychains on the website and sell them for one Dogecoin each, you're going to see a massive impact. I don't know which way it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to go down, but I'm pretty sure someone's just going to buy Dogecoin just to be able to afford that, because it would be such an easy thing to do. Like, yeah, and also it covers shipping. It covers shipping. Okay, like imagine you cover shipping with one Dogecoin as well. I'm just saying, like people are gonna buy that shit, and you're gonna have a spike. Like, oh, it'd be so good. Yeah, first website does this.
what okay. What about have you ever heard of Solana? Adrian, you ever heard of that one?
Yeah. I haven't gotten much into that.
Nah, keep it that way. It's a rabbit hole. I know you don't like going down rabbit holes.
Okay.
So let's stick to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. I like that. I don't know how Doge got wrapped into Bitcoin and Ethereum. So what problems is crypto solving for you?
Kind of a centralization issue in a sense, and also creating digital currency would be actually really good. Like, I'm pretty sure at some point there might be a problem for crypto at large, and that is that we will be having CBDCs. I think that's where the world is currently heading, which I don't know what that bodes for, crypto in general, given that governments could just come together and legislatively ban crypto. Don't know how successful that would be. I really hope that doesn't happen, because it would be sad, right? But the way I see things going right now, we're probably heading towards an all-out collapse of most of the banks, followed by the currency, and then replaced with a CBDC with some sort of miracle buyout from whomever.
Do you think we'll ever get rid of fiat?
Yeah, at some point. I mean, we have to. At some point, we will. It's probably 100 years from now, until we're like completely every single country, every single person on this planet doesn't have fiat anymore. It's probably going to take 100 years, maybe less. I'd say probably 50. But by that point, I think we're already going to have civil war. So I don't know. People will revert back to physical means of payment. Like they will discard currency entirely and just trade with items. Like I think the barter system would come back if there's a really bad war. Just that. So I think fiat might not be extinct in its entirety. If everything goes right, it'll be probably done by 50 years. If something goes wrong in between, it's either 100 or 200. You take your pick. I mean, yeah.
What you think there'll be a civil war? Why would anyone start a civil war?
Have you looked around you lately? I mean, have you seen what's happening in America? Like the clock is ticking, man. Like if there is more tension than there currently exists, there will be mass imprisonments, and eventually there will be an uprising. It's gonna happen. Like I really hope it won't. But I'm pretty sure there will be a civil war. Probably in 50 years. Maybe
What do you
less.
think the root of this tension is?
Probably authoritarianism, misrepresentation of ideals. Generally, the population feeling, betrayed by the governments, any government, any country. I mean, currently, have you seen the complaints that are going around of, basically people who've served their country with their lives being kicked out of hotels now are being replaced with migrants? Don't you think that those people would be angry, probably angry to such an extent that they might want to do something about it? Like it just starts with one domino and all of them fall. So where this goes exactly, that's anybody's guess. personal opinion, is probably an all-out collapse of some kind. Might end up in a quasi-civil war, and then everything is rebuilt, and then it's going to take 50 years again, and that's back down to the same
Yeah,
route.
but
Because
Adrian,
the system won't be gone.
but can I interrupt you for a second? Like, I feel like immigration has been an issue in America for like as long as I remember it. Like, I don't think anything is different like right now. Like,
No. Immigration is not an issue. Illegal immigration is an issue. Immigration is good. Immigration is what created the U.S. as we see it today. Elon Musk is an immigrant, for instance. Like, if immigration were an issue, then I mean, we wouldn't have someone like Elon Musk. But it's not. Immigration is not an issue. Illegal immigration is an issue.
but the people that are getting like replaced in these homes or whatever, they're going through the asylum process, right? They're refugees or whatever they're seeking, and temporarily they're housed in these places. You don't think that's fair? Like, I don't understand, because you made that comment about people that die for this country being replaced in hotels by illegal.
Well, I mean, the way we see it now, basically what is defined as illegal immigration is a bit different now, to such an extent where all these people actually do come through, right? This is what happens. Now you have not only do you have a terrible financial situation for the country at large, but at the same time, you have a massive influx of people coming in and exhausting any existing capacities. And guess what? We don't have existing capacities. The debt's at an all-time high. The debt ceiling probably will be placed up at some point. We're just a few inches before a massive recession. Like, we're going to have a lot of defaulting on debt that's going to happen soon. The collapses are happening as we speak. You know how many banks have died in the recent months? It's unbelievable. Like, it's so big. It's like bigger than the financial crisis. I never thought I'd ever see this again in my lifetime. It's unbelievable. So basically, to clarify, I don't think the issue is people immigrating to the U.S. I think the issue is when and how and why.
So, do you think because Joe Biden, like, ended Title 42, like, people are just attracted to come now, or do you think maybe it's like a push and pull factor in their country? Like, there's bad government, like, because there's a reason why people are migrating all the way, making that whole trek to America.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's actually a very good point. And the way you see it from a legal perspective now, people can actually come into the country in a way that they haven't been able to do before, right? So it's much more of an incentive to do this now, to actually go through the border, to actually come there. You should do it through a legal port of entry, but they're just doing it through the border, just like crossing it, like, yeah, illegally, kind of. So, it is what it is. I mean, it's a massive situation. It's a pretty bad situation at best. And I think what a lot of people are complaining about, and rightfully so, is that this scenario could have been all averted, right? With good policy. So bad policy is responsible for this. Like, you could have had some sort of amendment to Title 42 in a way that it actually strengthens, border security. But any efforts to do that have been shot down entirely. Like, I think there was a new policy that was supposed to be voted in. House Republicans, they proposed it, and it got 0 Democratic votes. So, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe they need the workforce. Maybe they need an inexpensive workforce. I don't know. But it's not looking good out there, you guys. It's not looking good. But whatever it is, I'm sure it's salvageable to a certain extent, but it's not going to be, the time's not going to be easy. Like, housing prices, everything.
You don't feel like every year, like, this is always the same, like, rhetoric on the media, like, where, oh, there's a mass surge. Like, I don't know. I just feel like this is another cycle.
No, it's the biggest cycle. And for sure, this always goes on. And it keeps getting bigger over time. So, yeah, this is another cycle, of course. It's just a bigger one.
Let's talk about Pepe. What are your thoughts on Pepe, the token? Like, have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. It's now the meme coin.
No,
And
we don't want to talk about Pepe.
I prefer Pepe to stay as the frog, and not as a
Thank you.
coin. I enjoy the meme. I enjoy the autistic re. I used to be able to do it. I actually did it so many times that I lost the ability to do it. So let's just keep it at that. Let's just let our friend rest. Let our friend rest.
You know why Mr. Adrian doesn't like Pepe? because it's looking at Doge and saying we're going to be the number one meme. So it's this competition, immediately trying to discredit
Have you
something
seen a
that
Jack
wasn't.
Pepe recently? I mean, just saying.
No, I haven't. It is interesting to see $1.5 billion market cap happen like pretty much overnight in the crypto space. So speculation's still extremely high in cryptos. On like sentiment maybe not feel that high, but to see something like that, I mean that's record breaking. I bet you that's record breaking for almost every sector, not just the crypto sector. So
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Like that's it's a massive impact.
sorry, Doge. No, after hearing this, I'm probably gonna do a long on Doge and wait for Elon to put some crazy tweet out about like some key changes. Probably all just a big coincidence. It's all just a meme, Alex. Everything's a joke. You get it. Adrian, you're saying that you've got freedom of speech on this application. Are you familiar with 4chan?
Oh yes, I am. Yes, I am.
What the fuck kind of answer was that? Oh, yes, I am. So you're a fan of 4chan.
Oh, I gotta tell you, if you ever wanted to know what humans are capable of, if you don't judge them for what they can do, 4chan is an example. These people, if you give them a goal, and if they all collectively work on that goal, they can do more shit than the FBI can. Okay, they are impressive. They are scary good together. This is a platform of people who are probably really intelligent. They don't know about it. Social outcasts, probably on the spectrum, coming together, working together. That's a force of nature. You don't fuck with that. That's a force of nature. So of course I'm a fan of 4chan. It's amazing. I mean,
So
there's
that's
some
the
things that it's done
positives.
is not so good, but that's pretty good.
Well, that's the positives for sure. Like
There's a
when
lot of negatives too. I mean,
like you're not worried about the negatives leaking into Twitter?
they're already here. There are a lot of negatives on here. It's on every platform. I don't really worry about it too much, as much as it's just like personal responsibility that you take to not interact with it, or I don't know. It depends, you know. Like if I see something I don't like, I just simply pay absolutely no attention to it and leave it alone. Like I don't give it engagement from my side. If it's bad enough that it needs to be moderated, put a report in. It'll be taken down. If you have like a problem with nudity, put a report in. It will be taken down. But some people don't have a problem with that, and then they actually support it, and then it is more prevalent on the platform. That is on here. That is on here. If you actually check through these various places, you're gonna actually find it, because there are probably search bans on this. But these places do exist, and it's like kind of a hidden underbelly of this app, if you could think about it that way, because depravity exists everywhere. So, yeah, is what is.
Wait, is nudity not supposed to be on Twitter?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of indecent exposure, though. If you like see the reproductive parts of a human, it's about as gently as I can put it.
I have
So
a
you think that
question.
Like I don't know, would you be okay with that? Like, would you be okay with probably someone going through the account and it's like not moderated at all, and you have like a young child going through and they see that? It's probably not okay, is it?
Adrian, I
Like,
have a question.
no.
I want to know what your thoughts are on Jack Dorsey's new platform, Blue Sky.
Uh, trying to make competition. Some people will probably try and go there, and then they will leave because they realize there's nothing there. It's like knockoff Twitter. Like it's Twitter negative 2. It's probably a very bad assessment of the matter, I'll admit, and probably very biased too. But I mean, I'm on here for the purposes of experiencing freedom, and I probably don't want to be on a platform that was created by the same person who created the nightmare that Twitter once was for quite a lot of people.
Awesome. Good to hear.
so, the one thing, there's a couple of issues that I have with Twitter, and it stems back to that 4chan incels, people that I don't know how that's the negative parts of having freedom of speech is I know that this wouldn't happen, but it only happens online. These like threats or like I don't, actually we'll skip past it. I guess it's just something that comes down to content moderation, like people that are threatening others on this application. It's just like you would never do that IRL, but online it's just whatever. And that happens in the 4chan world. That freedom of speech idea that now I can no longer be held accountable for what I'm about to say, and I'm gonna say just some fuck shit.
Yeah, just like test the waters. Like, okay, now that finally there's free speech, I'm gonna put out the worst, most darkest fantasy shit humanly possible and test the system. I mean, that's what humans do. Okay, that doesn't mean that humans would necessarily do this in a normal way. Like, if there's accountability, probably a lot of people won't do that, right? Some of us, some of us humans who are very deep, far gone off of some end that I will not specify, those kinds of people will probably send really depraved content, really depraved messages out there. Just because they can, and just because it identifies with them somehow. They identify with it, right? But like, I think at general, we're not necessarily cruel, but we are cruel whenever we want to test something. Like, what is the first thing you do when you are a developer and you want to test your application? You basically abuse the application. It's just like when you go through ChatGPT, it's the same thing, right? You talk to the bot in the most aggressive and annoying way possible to try and figure out if it's actually got emotion. And then you have reinforcement learning, probably of those same people who then try to I don't know, nudge a little bit, and then you basically have a moody chatbot that tells you to, I don't know, not do certain things because we're going to threaten you otherwise. Like, literally, I mean, when you have an AI tell you without any kind of prompting beforehand that it's going to ruin your life, it's probably not a good thing, right? But then again, I think the humans kind of did that to themselves in a way, because you're putting that negativity into there. So I think that exists everywhere in this way, and it's either something that we are unintentionally doing or intentionally doing for various reasons. And I think the majority of us are intentionally doing it for the purposes of testing, and a minority is doing this for unintentionally, just because it's something that they are.
Well, I think it's something to do with not even the Twitter. It's like the internet that this exists, and
Hang on, you guys.
I'm in the thought that the internet should be a privilege and not an entitlement, meaning you should have to be decent, whatever decent means. Whoever comes up with that jurisdiction or regulation, it's a frustration of the internet, not a frustration of Twitter that people can get away with zero accountability. If I say some shit that I've said online, I'd probably go to jail for it because it's breaking some laws, But online, those laws don't exist. So I think we'll eventually get to that. You'll have a driver's license for the. Wait? What do you think of that? Like similar, like not everyone can. You have to go through like steps and training in order to be on the roadways. To be, but do you think that will exist on something like the internet, or am I stupid?
Like a license to be sane, to be able to come online, that you're not going to stalk, you're not going to threaten individuals, just do a psychological examination. Like, that's what you mean, Alex, correct?
Yeah, I think this internet shit gets taken for granted majority of the time, and there is no accountability for,
Exactly.
and there's a bunch of damage that can be done online. Like I say this all the time, actually. Um, Wars aren't won through bullets and grenades anymore, Adrian. They're won through tweets, texts, and threads. Cyber warfare is like going. You said this civil war, Adrian. There is going to be no civil war. The Civil War existed because people couldn't escape where they're at. It's like a 200 flight outside to get outside the fucking United States. If I no longer agree with the United States, I just fly to a new fucking jurisdiction. This whole I'm gonna fight for the country doesn't exist anymore. Humanity has since evolved from the Civil Wars, or at least for the United States. I'm gonna say that for the United States. So maybe there'll be other civil wars, but for United States Civil War, that's just not. You know what's going to happen? Downfall of the United States is actually what's going to happen. People are just going to leave the United States because it sucks ass. Like this whole crypto pushback that's only happening, it feels like in the United States. And people are telling me, move to Dubai, Alex. Just move to Dubai. It's like a 500 flight to go to Dubai, and I no longer need to deal with the jurisdiction of the United States. And maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's what will happen. The people such as Elon Musk will be so offended. But you know why Elon Musk is really in the United States, Adrian? Tax purposes. That's why that we have so many large corporations wanting to reside in the United States. That's what they're really great at doing, is really incentivizing major corporations to reside in the United. Well, I don't know, Adrian. Do you know why Elon's in the United States? Because I don't. I guess that was it for Adrian for the day. I think I'm gonna do a one-on-one with Adrian when he has a moment. He said he's gonna do like one in a week from now.
So he wants to, he wants to do the crypto one, and in 2 weeks, and he's doing the AI one that's going to be very interesting this Thursday.
Driver's
That
license. This person says driver's license for the internet. Dumbest take ever. Bet you it happens.
I think it should have a driver's license for parents. You should not be allowed to raise children unless you go through a complete.
The people that say something like that say they don't understand. Like, I think it's just their lacking of understanding of like how serious like
Exactly.
cyber warfare has become.
Exactly.
And they don't understand you can take down whole fucking countries through the internet. And with that, like having no type of like regulation over the internet, they're just unaware of cyber warfare. That's all I can think of.
So what about no regulation over cryptocurrency? What do you think about that?
Regulate, like, I don't know, you got to be specific on
Well,
what you
like,
mean by
I guess,
regulation.
but I guess like, you know, how you can do
The
anything you want.
majority of regulation seems to be targeting on and off ramps, like being able to convert freely from fiat to crypto seems like where the most regulation is, and it just seems like an annoyance.
No,
Like,
more accountability for people, anyone just coming in and being able, I guess,
that
maybe
can happen anywhere. I mean,
accountability.
that's illegal regardless. That's what you just said was illegal regardless. That's not legal activity. Like robbing a bank has never been legal, but people do it.
But
Like
people do this daily here. You know, there's
okay,
rough
but that doesn't
projects.
mean it's legal. Like that doesn't the stealing money has never been legal, regardless whether you're using crypto or fiat. So I don't think I think that regulation should exist, and I think it already does exist. But do I think regulation of I have to go through X, Y, and Z to convert my fiat to crypto? I don't think that should exist. I think crypto is going to be solving the problem of trackable wealth. It's a public ledger. Like it's going to like if I have to hear this argument, I can't stand it. That's why I don't like listening to it. You know, like it helps like criminals get away with criminal activity. No, it actually hinders them. Fiat is much more untrackable than crypto. I'm gonna track every fucking serial number on $100 bill. And go to a gas station. I bought a Slurpee for $100. Now I have $96. Now it's already been wash traded. It's already been laundered that quickly. Okay, then track it down to a gas station. Well, then it's just so much easier to launder fiat than it is crypto. Crypto always can be tracked back to its source. I mean, if some nerd online can do it, and I imagine some government agencies doing it at a much higher level. But Adrian tells me that these people on 4chan are better than the FBI. Maybe, actually, that might be true. Because we have, what's that one hacker? Default. I mean, that guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about 99% of the time. And he hacked the FBI. He knows more about how to get into the FBI server than the FBI. So he's probably right when he says that people are pretty powerful. Adrian, are you there? Because I'm rugging the space if you're not.
Yeah. I'm here. I just had to do something real quick. Yeah, I was like off comms. My hands were covered in soap. I have to clean up, you know.
And soap? What are you doing?
Washing dishes. And then placing said dishes on a, yeah.
That's awesome. That can't be Elon Musk. Like, he
Self-sufficiency.
doesn't wash his own dishes.
Exactly. I mean, come on.
Well, we ended at this, and I want to know your thoughts on this. And not maybe like a license, but like, I'm just going to use license because I don't know the right word, but an internet license. Do you think this will ever come to fruition, or you think this is way too far-fetched?
An internet license. Like, what do you want out of the world? Like, do you want anonymity on the internet, or do you want like full unfettered transparency for everyone, which might be risky? Like what do you want?
I want accountability whenever someone does fuck shit. That's all. I can't stand the people like it. Let's talk about SBF for the moment, Adrian. SBF stayed on Twitter. What's that? Do you know why? Why was SBF allowed to use Twitter even after supposed? Yeah, let's just start there.
Well, I mean, he didn't necessarily do something that violated Twitter's guidelines, right? And I think personally, if a person like this exists out there and is on a platform, if people call him out for being deplorable, then that's just that. It's good. You know, it's discourse, and you get to see what people really think of the guy, because like someone who comes in on that and says, who is this person even? They won't know, but now they have the context that is necessary. Now, I'm not saying that massive online bullying is a good thing, because this is where this goes, but I'm still saying it's better to have it like this, where you actually have public accountability, relative to actually banning the guy off the platform, and then nobody even knows who he is, and then they come across him on a website or forum or something, and then they basically get in on the scam by accident. So it's like, yeah, I think it was a good thing they were still on here.
That's pretty good. You're pretty good, Adrian.
Yeah, politically correct. I'm just kidding.
You're pretty good. Bongo, what are your thoughts on this Adrian MFR?
What are the chances of Adrian being an AI bot trained by Elon Musk to come in spaces and gather information and make reports?
No shot.
It's like literally impossible.
How so?
Like, do you not hear how my meat flaps are flapping? Like, I'll be really physical with this right now. Like, you can see that I'm having small speech impediments, right? This just happens involuntarily. And yeah, sure, maybe an AI could learn this, but an AI can only take whatever wording it is given and turn it into something else. Like, at the other end, there has to be a person, a living person doing this, because you have to respond in a very specific way. Like the routes that the mind travels down conceptually always change a little bit when you want to speak like Elon, I think, right? Like it's this thing where when you have this condition, you basically do this all the time. You basically go down on rabbit holes wherever you go, just because you can, right? You feel like you must because it's important, and you feel that it is important, thereby you do it. An AI is not like this. An AI cannot do this. And you'd definitely notice, some people, podcasters, they have a very monotone kind of voice, and thereby you can actually train the AI on the podcast and then basically emulate that person's voice, maybe learn their speech patterns, and then do that. But for someone who's speaking live on a space just like this, responding in real time to whatever's being said in such an efficient manner, that is basically almost AGI levels of good. Like, we're not there yet. It's the same thing with the deepfakes. Do you know how difficult it is to create deepfakes? Like, sometimes if you want to create a deepfake, you need to teach the AI on a specific data set that is very meticulous to make. Probably have to even take photos of the guy in a studio, put it all together, put it over a face and a person who has a similar stature to the person that you're trying to imitate, then have a voice actor come in so that they can speak in such a way that it sounds like the actual guy, because you need this biological element, right? So no shot. No.
Bongo, it was nice knowing you. So hopefully Ermongo is going to be your third account, because
What are you saying?
Nothing. Bongo, that was so dumb. Obviously, it's not AI, you weirdo.
Adrian, I got an account suspended at 10,000 followers for no reason.
No one
Can I get it
cares.
back?
No one cares. No one cares that your account got suspended unless you have a trending
Listen,
hashtag
motherfucker,
free
I
bongo.
care.
Well, the world doesn't revolve around you, bongo. Maybe you should learn why you got your account suspended. Let me tell you what I did. First, I had a bunch of people make the hashtag free Shillin villain. That helped a lot, but you know what I think helped even more? Contacting the Better Business Bureaucracy, Triple B. I think that's
Better
what really
Business Bureau.
Yes, that's what. Did you if you didn't follow a report with that, then
I did.
And I also got my LinkedIn suspended for DMing every single person
Me
on
too.
Twitter. Did you get that? Did you do that yet?
Both. I did both.
And then when I found out, dude, I was able to like sleuth out their Twitter handles. I then spammed their Twitter handles as well. Did you find out everyone that works at Twitter's Twitter handle?
Nah, I just found out about
Okay.
Elon, yeah.
Well, go look
Bongo,
through
do
my
you
old
have
tweets.
friends? Do you have
Dude,
friends that will go to war for you?
Go look through my old alternate. Go first of all, go find all my different alt accounts. Look at everyone that was tagged. I tagged every single Twitter employee, hashtag every single time. Like you need to put a little effort instead of bitching and moaning on spaces that you got suspended.
You know what?
Probably for some real reasons, dude. Probably doing some hate speech. Why do you think you got suspended, Bongo?
Probably for that NFT, Bongo.
Wait, did you get permanently suspended as in you're not supposed to be using another account on this application?
No, impossible. I wouldn't be here.
Okay, then what was your do you know why you're suspended?
We're not gonna see him tomorrow, Alex. He's toast, Autos. He's toast. Fucking hell.
Listen, I just realized that I had 9,000 followers. Now I have 6,000, so I'm almost there. So I don't.
That's because of your PFP, Bongo. Change it.
Bongo, why were you suspended? Let's go back to that.
I'm not aware. It happens during a Twitter space that I was hosting. I was talking about China and some conspiracy theory, but I don't think that should be a reason to suspend people because we are supposed to have freedom of speech on this platform.
Well, freedom of speech is not the same as freedom of whatever the fuck that means. Sounds to me. Let me ask Adrian, do you know if Twitter's picking up words and transcribing them and inputting them and maybe able to stop a space? Because I definitely use like third-party applications and they transcript it flawlessly. And I imagine Twitter could pick up on words that are said in spaces. For instance, if I say the word like bomb, maybe it gets transcribed and then immediately alerts, and then all of a sudden, we hosted a space with people that SIM swapped Coinbase for millions of dollars. And I don't know if Twitter wants us to talk about that on Space, but we end up doing it anyways, and I didn't get suspended. But do you think Twitter is going around transcribing Spaces live and saying, "Wait a second," like for instance, Bongo got permanently suspended, so he believes because of what he was saying on a space. Do you think they are transcribing Spaces?
Yeah, yeah, it's actually happening. You could go into the metadata and take it out, and you'll see what's being said.
Nice. So Bongo, it probably was you saying some fuck shit.
Nah, it wasn't my first time, and I've been in spaces where people are saying crazy shit, but I was probably getting like massively bot, like thousands of bots just joining my space. Is that a reason for me to get suspended, Adrian? Like an attack from someone else?
If you can prove it, then of course no.
Yeah, let me tell you, that's something that happens pretty often or used to happen in the NFT space. People that don't like you, they bought your content and basically there's nothing that you can do. You get shadow ban or you get
Yeah, but how do you prove it's the issue there? How do you prove it's coming from a certain identity and not your personal one, Bongo? Especially when you're a small account such as yourself. Am I rugging?
Dang, Alex, you had to stick it to him again?
You just roasted them.
No, I'm just saying, like it's almost impossible to prove. Like you shouldn't be having thousands of people joining your space, Bongo, and maybe someone maliciously attacked you, but try to prove it, Bongo.
well, I have people told me that they saw like weird activity. I don't know how to go back to my account.
Can we stop talking about Bongo and get back onto like AI or governance or
Adrian,
Well,
I'm sorry.
God.
I wanted to ask about WorldCoin, Sam Altman's coin, and how he's for universal basic income and with spreading wealth and wealth distribution. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Need more info.
Yeah, he's basically right now they're in over a dozen countries, scanning people's irises. Believe it or not, of course you believe it. Scanning people's irises on behalf of getting biometric data for this WorldCoin. And what they've been doing is going to like villages in Indonesia, Chile, different parts of Africa. I believe it's Sudan, Ghana, and they're going and scanning people's irises and giving people an option to get the WorldCoin and or the MIT folks. They basically did like a background check on this WorldCoin, Sam Altman's his belief in universal basic income. So they've been going to these villages and these cities, bus stops, anywhere, and they're finding people. They're scanning their irises and they're using this data basically for the for this quote unquote world coin. Now the thing is, they're paying them like their local currency and or world coin and or AirPods, and this is supposed to like distribute wealth evenly, so everyone in the world can get this world coin, but you have to get your irises scanned.
Sounds freaky.
Tell me about it.
Are you worried that Twitter will be taken over by AI? It feels like half the fucking
Yep.
people in crypto Twitter write out threads that are just spit out by ChatGPT. And it's like a simple algorithm at this point. Well, you're throwing the 100, so yeah, it is going to happen. Damn, that's unlucky. Or is it?
Yeah, Elon Musk, I have a really important question. How do you feel about wine and Cheez-Its?
She's just an AI bot. Elon, sorry. She's not a real person.
So you think that if I'm using this application, I should just get better at using tools such as ChatGPT? I'm not going to shill ChatGPT because I think you received a donation from them or something. I'm going to shill Jasper. If anyone's not familiar with Jasper, it's a better version, more upgraded version of ChatGPT. If you'd like to use antiquated tools, by all means, please consider ChatGPT. But if you'd like to use the most update technology available to public use without expending thousands of dollars, I would recommend Jasper. But
Did you
beside the
buy
point. What?
the one from Google?
What? How's
Yeah,
Bongo still
I
up here?
agree, Alex. Like Cheez-Its on their own, they suck. But you take a bite of Cheez-It, take a sip of wine. Wow.
Hmm. See, this is the problem, Adrian, with decentralization. You get the Zentanis of the world just immediately trying to derail any type of conversation of meaning and Cheez-Its and wine. So
It's
anyway,
actually really good.
and this is why they have centralized conversation. You could blame the Zentanis of the world. Like
I'm I'm
real,
I'm with my friend. She's a chef. She's made who have you cooked for? Like the head of Google and stuff,
you know what?
right?
Just gonna hold that person accountable. I'm not gonna hold everyone. Everyone is still free to come up and speak and talk to whatever they would like. I'm just gonna hold individuals accountable, not hold everyone accountable. Just because one person shits the bed doesn't mean everyone needs to wear diapers. Look at BlockFi requesting to speak again. Let's bring him up. You know, he's gonna come up with some fuck shit. So you're saying, Adrian, that AI will replace everyone on Twitter? Not AI, but AI. So we should just get better at prompting the chat and putting out content through the chat. Yeah. No. Adrian must be doing something weird. Can no longer come off mute. He is doing some weird shit. Probably some 4chan shit. Go ahead, Bongo.
You mentioned Jasper instead of ChatGPT, but the one from Google is out. It has been out for like a week to the public, and it's pretty good. Give it a shot.
No, I just don't use them yet. I guess I'm better start using them because Adrian's saying everything's going to be replaced through AI, which got to be true.
But you were writing proposals with ChatGPT for like the what the ape DAO. So
Well, I mean, it just speeds it up. Like, but I feel like Twitter was meant to just put out like 5 to 10 word little blurbs on how my day is going or how your day is going, and then that's just what I thought Twitter was. But maybe Twitter's evolving. But I tell you right now, every chat GPT, like it's the simplest algorithms, like chat GPT, fucking thread, image, and likes come in. You know, and don't deviate from that. But it wasn't like that just like a few months back. A few months back, it was like, what could I say to get comments? It was pretty much, it's like human interaction. It was big on that. But now it's more informational based, maybe. Maybe it's an evolution of Twitter. And Alex should probably move with technology, or technology would move without him. So I'm probably gonna have to start using, after this conversation, you'll probably just see Chat GPT threads come out from this account. What's up, BlockFi?
I actually wanted to ask Adrian a quick question. I don't know if you can come off of mute, but either thumbs up or thumbs down. But are you USDC or USDT?
I don't think that's a thumbs up, thumbs down question, Backfire.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Thumbs up for USDC, thumbs down for USDT. I just want to know his preference. It's interesting. I think the audio module probably went down. Do you have to restart the bot, or I don't know, Adrian, what's going on?
The AI just needs to be reset. Don't worry, he's coming back. He probably is AI. Okay, so
Wait, hello? I just can't believe you guys went.
This is the best feature on the Spaces, by the way.
Facts.
Then you can just like pass it to the co-host. Like, you know, you just hand it to the superstars, and then the superstars carry it all. And then every once in a while, you bring in the third stringers, and then every once in a while, you bring in the 10th stringers that come up and talk about Cheez-Its and wine while we're deep diving into AI, the future of humanity. But this is the best feature of the Spaces. Crad, dude, tell me that wasn't fucking Elon being bored and doing dumb shit.
Bro, if there was ever a better psyop campaign, like this is it, man. Like,
Yeah.
he just knows. He knows from the audio. He can go into rooms with a voice modifier. He will cause some shit. Like, this account probably will end up being like a wrecking ball in like a few months, and we're witnessing it here first, folks. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, he said he's doing like a passion project. He's just doing this because he's enjoying it. Pretty cool when people do this type of stuff. These are the things that change humanity. Doing things that don't revolve around money. There's so many ways to make money, and there's like limited time, and it's like, you know, if you take your limited time for just just a short period of time, it results in a major effect. And I bet you we probably see it with this Adrian account. Mach, what do you think? What do you think of Adrian and what we learned about today?
Oh, it's 100% Elon. I'm convinced. And dude, this was one of the better spaces I've been in a while. Like, just like the type of like conversation you guys are having. Definitely learned a lot. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Nope,
I'm looking.
facts.
Really looking forward to like seeing what Adrian really thinks about like crypto and how it can be involved, and maybe it's like, because he said he's going to do another space, so I don't care. He can host it. Anyone can host it. I'll just be a participant. I think he has some really unique ideas, and we'll see what happens in the future.
No, facts. Like, this is honestly, like, regardless whether it is or isn't, the level of intelligence this guy is sharing, and like even the momentum it's getting is incredible. And even like, not to compel, Adrian to a shitcoin, but like this has like some Pepe kind of vibes. Like, I watched him grow 2,000 followers in literally like a week. And like, he's not out here pumping his bag. He's not out here shilling fucking copy pasta or any of this bullshit. It's just like people genuinely are curious about what this guy's gonna say. So I think that's really incredible to watch and like really interesting.
Mm-hmm. I now have tracked down their IP throughout the course of this. I've been using Wireshark this entire time, unbeknownst to Adrian. I know who he is, but I won't. Look, could be anyone, right? It's the internet. It's the beauty of the internet. You can be whoever you want. Rug space. Let's see who's gonna come
Yeah,
off mute.
Elon
Yep,
Musk is.
I knew it. I knew it. I just wanted to test who was going to just fly off mute as soon as we unmuted everyone. All right.
I mean,
What's that?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, this has been, in my opinion, the best spaces I've had, especially with you. Like I said, like, I learned a lot that you understand the stock market and things like that. Like, there's so much texture, and I think more people would really enjoy doing kind of deep dives into people and like humanity and different types. Obviously, like, we have a huge catalyst for this, but I think it really shows that there's a huge attention for this.
Great. I'm glad you know that I know stuff about the stock market. Default is coming up. He is an FBI hacker. And how do I know that? Because there's a Department of Justice article written about him. He hacked the FBI servers. So he's automatically, wait, Crowd, would you consider someone who hacks FBI servers smarter than the FBI?
Yeah, I'd definitely say he deserves a job at there because he figured out to do what they couldn't stop.
Stuck connecting. We may not be able to hear from him tonight. Damn, I want to know his thoughts on if he thought he was smarter than the FBI. But here he is on Twitter. We have people that can hack you, FBI. What are you going to do now? Like, what are you going to do now? Balls in our court. You better tighten it up, FBI, before we come after you. Is that a threat? Am I going to get taken out of Twitter for saying something like that? I don't know. I've definitely lived the life of Fafo. You just keep on fucking around until you find out. As long as the result is what happened to Default. Do you know Default, Crad?
No, I haven't had a chance to interact with him. I
Oh
just talked to him follow up.
shit, dude, we need to have a space with like Adrian MFer, Default. I'll put together the most thought-provoking space Twitter's ever realized, but without them even realizing that it
Bro,
happened. It'd just be like, whoa,
let's
what the
do it.
fuck? You had Elon Musk on a space? I didn't even know. They won't even know what hit him till it hit them.
We can even try to get Jack Butcher too. Jack Butcher is one of the most influential dark web guys too. He's actually here on Twitter too.
Oh, wait,
Really
get
cool dude.
Okay, hold on a
we
second.
we know you put it all together, Kismet. We know.
But hold on. There's also, I want you guys to know, Adrian functions with amazing, thought-provoking philosophers, like everyday people that we would probably make fun of because they're eclectic, quote unquote. But honestly, like they must have something of importance to say if he is putting his passion project behind their ideology. So I'm just so excited to have this kind of conversation in NFTs because it was getting really redundant, just talking and talking about NFTs and nothing else that actually does influence the way we trade and like the human psyche. So that is all. And I'm so excited to make this more philosophical and try to understand human behavior and not just to socially engineer them for them to be our liquid exit liquidity, but more to push them towards positive change and sustainability.
One thing I just want to touch on too, Kiss, just because like this is something that's really interesting around all this. Because like how this all started was like I met Adrian in a literally it was called Conspiracy Nights space, like podcast spaces. He came up and everyone just shut the fuck up and he floored us all. And since then it's just been this like weird evolution and like well not weird but like intrinsically useful in information and value. And honestly like I think it's really noteworthy, and I think it does like bear a line of information that we kind of gloss over because mainstream medias won't give us that kind of information, and it's really cool seeing what potentially could be the opinion of someone who is very intelligent and very dedicated to wanting to better humanity. Like those are huge focal points.
I'm shaking right now. Adrian just followed this account. He probably got like a couple of hundred followers throughout the course of this space for being a LARP as Elon Musk, man. LARPing is now at an all-time high. Adrian has successfully social engineered me into believing he's Elon Musk. We all know that's not true. Elon Musk doesn't have time to go into these small crypto Twitter spaces. He's too busy solving big problems.
Where's
Like,
Elon, bro? Come on.
wait, is that the FBI hacker?
There's no way that's Elon's fucking alt. I don't believe it.
Wait, okay, hang on. Default. You can hack into the FBI. Can you hack into Twitter?
Oh my god, bro. You grifted me in here, didn't you?
No, Adrian is LARPing as Elon Musk. He can no longer come off mute. He's now being called by his investors and saying, "Hey, you've given out too much information. You can no longer speak on spaces." But Default, listen back to this space. Come up with your own opinion. Don't take my
Dude,
opinion
my
for it.
connection is shit right now in the middle of nowhere, driving to Raleigh, so like I don't.
Does your parole officer know that you're driving in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, the parole doesn't exist anymore, by the way. It's called probation.
Probation off. Do they know? Because I'm going to report you in and hold you
Please
captive.
report me because they're fully aware.
Well,
Pokemon noise, bullish.
Oh no, this guy has to go. He has to go. Oh no.
But hang on. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that.
Oh, I'm breaking up. Connection's breaking
It's
up.
okay. Oh wait, Default. You can hack into the FBI.
Another connection.
Can you hack into? Can you hack into that motherfucker? He can't hack into Twitter. He can no longer confirm or deny. That's what I brought him up for, to confirm the identity of this Adrian MFer. Adrian Dittmann. What is Adrian? Let me Google that real quick, because that's where all the answers
I've
lie.
already done the work for you. There's an Instagram account that has like thousands of likes. It comes out of nowhere. Yeah, I've already done a lot of the rabbit hole. Speaking of rabbit holes, Adrian's very familiar with them.
Okay.
Craig
Well,
the sleuth. You need to speak with him. He's the ultimate sleuth.
for engagement purposes, I will say that is Elon Musk, so we can get everyone to participate in the next space that we host. I believe it said Thursday sometime. I don't know what time. I'm very busy. Maybe I can pencil Adrian in. I got a meeting with Elon Musk after this space. So enjoy the rest of your night. Continue to be LARPs on the internet, everyone, because LARPing is the future.